3 wide.
Unbelievable!
Green playing, we're going. I like the aggression. We probably dropped a great car.
You can go tell all those guys up there they can suck in.
What we're about to do is not a good idea.
All good. What is he doing?
You've got to be kidding me!
Half the pack is flying apart!
They're so nice to
See you at the line.
Oh, pack of cars come piling in as well!
Jump. Coming to light.
Rear low, come back on him.
That was incredible!
Dude, nobody better. Nobody. Hell yeah, guys.
Woo! Let's go! Round of 8 time, playoff time. Eric, what do you think? Woo!
Playoff.
Let's go!
Yeah.
Danny, what do you think?
Yeah, playoffs. Yeah.
Michael, what do you think?
Yeah! 4-time! Let's go!
Earned everything. Yoo-hoo.
Woo! How's it going, everybody?
Did we wake
Hold on,
everybody
check
up?
NASCAR. We did it for you.
I think I just woke everyone up. Yep. We're ready to go.
Welcome into what is sure to be an energetic and fun episode of NWP. We have plenty to talk about tonight, whether it be more updates on NASCAR, whether it be on different stuff that Steve O'Donnell has said, horsepower, other things like that. Vegas is coming up. We have a ton to go over. But first, let's look back for the first bit of this show at the Roval. The Roval was this past week, and there was a lot to talk about. I think let's start off, though, with the guy who passed the line so far ahead of everyone else again that by the time they actually had the playoff coverage going towards the line, you had completely forgotten that the race had already ended like a minute ago. Shane Van Gisbergen wins another one at the road courses. That's what, 5 in a row?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
5 in a
I
row.
heard what was there a report out there or somewhere, a quote where SVG said he actually like pulled off after the checkered flag to watch the crazy finish behind him on the big screen they have there on the back. He literally was that far ahead. He's like, let me just pull up in my little drive-in spot, get a good view. Oh shoot, look at those peasants wrecking each other for 18th place. Couldn't be me. Just eating his popcorn. What are they? Do they have popcorn in New Zealand? Is that like what's like the snack? What is like the? I was gonna say the state snack, but I guess the country snack in New Zealand. What's the cuisine like? And whatever it is, he's just popping a few of those. Yeah, 5 wins in a row for Shane Van Gisbergen. Just incredible. Absolutely.
Definitely has.
They're popping kiwis. That's what
He's
they're
just
eating.
kiwis.
He's
Yeah, I
definitely
guess there you go.
cemented a record for the most wins by a rookie. That's for sure.
Vegemite, is that the official snack of New Zealand? Someone says in the chat. I don't think they're eating kangaroos in New Zealand. I'm pretty sure that's got to be an
Come
old
on,
wives' tale.
guys. We can be better than that. They're
Come
not
on,
eating
y'all.
kangaroos.
I bought these actually last week just in case he won. They're mini kiwis. Like they're the
lovely.
size of grapes, and you just pop them in your mouth and eat them. I'm all in thaw because
I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't either. I was like at Publix, and I was just like, damn, this is a perfect prop for when SVG kicks their ass.
We love a good prop.
He put the throwdown on him so bad. He beat them on 3 tires. He had, what was it? His right rear was falling apart for the last couple laps. No, that doesn't make a difference. Still wins by 15 seconds.
Yeah. Just
So-
insane.
So after this win, SVG, NASCAR hasn't updated their site for it yet, but SVG is now in a 5-way tie for 4th in most road course wins in NASCAR Cup Series at 6. He's just 1 behind Chase Elliott, which would also be the most road course wins in active drivers. And if he gets 3 more wins, he will then tie Jeff Gordon for first of 9 wins.
I mean, he's the best road course racer the Cup Series has seen. I think it's safe to say that at this point, when you consider all of the tools the other drivers have at their disposal, they can literally, during the week, months leading up to a race, study SVG's exact inputs, practice them in the sim if they want. They have so many resources. The cars are as equal as ever before, and they still have been beat, 3 times this year by 10 or more seconds? It's not even close. So, yeah, I think he is the best road course talent the NASCAR Cup Series has seen in its 77-year history at this point. I think we're getting to a point now where we're no longer like a prisoner of the moment, and we can actually take a step back and acknowledge the field has so much work to do to catch up to this guy.
Well, to be fair, Bell and Larson, at least, like they gave a fight. Now, it was clear that the 88 was better, but that was probably the biggest fight I've seen anyone have for him of just the regular guys in the field. I would say since Coda, because I mean, unless you want to look at the Xfinity series and him and Connor Zilic going back and forth,
Sure.
but that's a whole different type of car and driving style and everything like that. I mean, you know, I've seen the debate. Is he the best road course racer we've ever seen? And I got to admit it's getting harder and harder. I know prisoner of the moment and all that. It's getting harder to kind of deny it at this point. Like he's just that damn good against the field over and over again. And you know, for a while, we're like, oh, Sonoma or Watkins Glen, they've been there before. The Roval, and it's like, nope, the same result.
Even like when you think he's down and out, or like they finally caught up to him, like Larson and Bell in the closing laps, look at how quickly he put up all that time on them. Like they were still battling. I don't know how many laps were when he made the final pass on Larson. There weren't many laps left, but he still drives away then by 15 seconds. So it's like
they did pit, I thought, right?
Oh, you're right. Never mind.
But
okay.
But he did drive out to a few second lead. And then, but that's the point, is like, he's so much better than them that you have the second place car. You know, we're used to like 25th on a road course. We'll throw a Hail Mary and pit at the end. You know, he's got second place, desperately trying a wild, you know, Hail Mary pit strategy at the end because that's their only shot. Like it still speaks to the gap between SVG and the rest of the field right now.
It is insane just how damn good he is compared to him. And again, I do think that Bell and Larson are getting closer, at least. Bell especially, I think is the one that's going to probably give the biggest fight. Unless
he's
Zilic
the only one who's beat
up.
him this year, technically, or won another race. Yeah.
But like, I feel like it's going to get closer, maybe not the start of next year, but maybe like towards the end of next year into 27. I know a lot of people at home are probably like, no, I want to see someone different win. These races used to be so fun. But I do feel like the field is going to get better at some point and start catching up. Like
there's a kid getting into that same team car next year that I don't know. It might take a race or two, but who knows? I think Zilic could, if he lines up side by side with SVG. I mean, we've already seen fireworks between those two in the Xfinity series. Who's to say that's not a Cup Series battle this time next year?
I do think there's a very strong chance he hits 10 wins before anyone can catch up to him.
Ooh, like
so you think he wins 4 more? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm saying I think it's a good possibility that he may not lose again until he's hit that number.
Like total or the streak? Because like I think 10 like having a double digit.
Oh, I mean, he might win 10 in a row, but I'm saying just getting past Jeff Gordon's number of 9 to get to 10 wins. I think it's very well possible that no one's going to beat him until he hits at least that number even.
God,
so that would bring us to like
what the only road course he hasn't won on is Coda. So that's the only one that he hasn't gotten. He's won every other one.
Pressure's on next March. Pressure is on.
I'm curious. That means he'll have to win. Let's see. I'm pulling up the schedule.
Well,
he'll have to win every road race
he'd
next
have
year.
to win. Okay, he'd have to win Coda, so that'll put him at what, 6 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next one after that is Watkins Glen in May. What the hell is that about? So that's 7 in a row.
San
Diego would be 8 in a row. Sonoma is the week after that, 9 in a row.
And then the Roval, I guess.
And then, is that it?
I think it's the Roval is the last one. I think
Roval,
there's only 5 next year.
So he'd have to sweep all of them next year to make it to. I mean, he did it. He damn near did it this year.
But by Sonoma, he could pass Jeff Gordon's number.
Yeah,
could. Damn, do it in his home state. Jeff Gordon's home state too. Brutal.
I gotta say, I think Jeff Gordon's 9 is still more impressive considering he only got 2 shots at a road course per year.
See, So I think that's one for that side. I think the other end of it though is like the competition for Gordon was not as high as it is now. Like the
True.
Cup Series teams now and drivers, like they have to be good at road courses because it makes up so much of the schedule. Whereas like who was Jeff's really biggest, opponent like at that time? Probably like Tony Stewart, Robbie Gordon,
Bill Elliott,
Stead,
maybe briefly. I don't
Rusty?
think he wasn't. That
Maybe
wasn't good at that time.
Ricky Rudd, like
Ricky
and I don't-
Rudd, sure.
and I'm not diminishing those names because I think they're really good. What I'm saying is though, look at today how many there are. I mean, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Ty Gibbs, Chase Elliott, William Byron. Chase Elliott's still consistent at these.
No, I was smirking at Ty Gibbs. You just kind of snuck that in there. Really.
He was the only one that kept pace with him in Mexico. He's
Yeah.
a way better road course driver than people give him credit for.
I'm
Like,
not
I think
denying
he's
that.
right up there with those guys.
I was just smirking because, and I know it wasn't intentional. You said his name before Chase Elliott's name, and I thought that was kind of silly. But fair enough. No, you're right.
He's had a better shot lately. That's for sure.
More recently, sure.
But that's the point. Is like I can easily list a bunch of them off right off the bat. Whereas like back in the day, there was competition for Gordon, but it's just like Gordon also had the best car, and I don't care what you say. Trackhouse is never going to have the best car on track. It's the driver on this one. I want to see him break the record. I do. I'm going to appreciate this as long as he lets it run. And if he gets good at ovals, God, man, watch out.
Hey, Kansas, first oval top 10.
Yeah, and how fast he was at New Hampshire too.
I think at some point he will get better, and we saw Juan Pablo Montoya eventually get better at him.
Yeah.
And Ambrose too.
Ironically, SVG is the one pick Fabiano here got wrong last week.
And I had actually wrote down his pick as my number one, assuming he would just take SVG. And so we'll talk about how that shaped out points-wise later on. But Jeff robbed some points from us, and I got a cup win. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that is later.
Well, before we get to some of the other shenanigans that played out, I do want to talk about one guy because we got through all this cleanly, except for Kyle Busch. That was one of the most unintentionally funny calls I've ever heard. They negotiated it perfectly, except for Kyle Busch. And he's sitting there smoking. And I was like, that is Kyle Busch's tenure at RCR in a nutshell.
I posted a picture of his M&M's cars yesterday, just like made me realize, dang, what a special run that was to get to see that exist and happen. Because now I'm like, watching Kyle Busch is just so sad these days.
Kyle Busch might have the ugliest carousel of paint schemes of any like contender, if we can even call him that.
They're pretty rough.
I like the Cheddar's car looks okay, but like, what the hell was his scheme this week? Like, what was that?
Wrecked.
Might as well, yeah.
Forget AI slop; it's RCR slop these days.
And I'm not hating on the designer. It's just they have horrible logos. It's like these companies they read like Star Wars droids. Like it's just what is this?
Roger.
How do you
damn clankers.
Well, the Slurpee car. Actually, the 7-Eleven scheme was great. Actually, I forgot about the green
Slurpee car was good too.
He had a couple good 7-Eleven. See, when it's a recognizable brand, it's great. But then he'll have CX-47 Chevrolet, and I'm like, what the hell is that? What is this? Computer code? What am I trying to decide?
Random ones that I do like is that lawyer group that gets with me every now and again. They had
Morgan and
Morgan. They had the buff like lawyer guy on one of the cars. That's one of those weird ones.
I'm not a fan.
We've went off on a 2-minute tangent about his paint schemes because we don't want to talk about how horrible he's been in this car. I mean, the thing that kind of annoys me, because I was a Junior fan, obviously, but and so I didn't like Kyle Busch for a long time. But the thing that annoys me just from a pure fan perspective is that Kyle Busch's last few good years, like of his at the exit of his prime into his last years, are now being wasted here at RCR. I mean, this team's a mess. We've seen it all year, top to bottom. I mean, hell, we'll talk in the Xfinity series about how much of a mess it is a little bit too. And I think if he were in a competitive car, I don't think he'd be a championship contender at this point. I think that he's starting to age out, but I think he'd be respectable and be contending for a few wins every now and then at least.
Maybe he'd be like on a Keselowski arc right about now.
Yeah,
Somewhere
maybe.
around there. If he was in a car that still mattered.
I
He's
mean,
in a
but let's
blue
just
collar car. We gotta give him some slack.
just paint the picture of what happened this weekend. He qualified bad, and then on the initial start, it looked like maybe he got turned by Hocevar. Okay, you get wrecked by Carson Hocevar, let's say. And then I look up halfway through this race, Kyle Busch is 8 laps down, taking Riley Herbst out. They're like, look at the company he surrounded. You know what they always say, you can judge a person's character based on the company they keep. The company that Kyle Busch is around week to week is not good. It's bad. And I, you know what? I don't want to pile on Kyle Busch for the last few weeks because his crew chief's out, lame duck season. They have an interim in there. Like the last few weeks, okay, that's kind of a wash. But to your point, Jarrett, before he got to RCR, remember his last year with Gibbs? I know there were distractions. His only win was that fluky dirt win. 2 years before that, 2020, his only win was that wacky Wednesday night Texas race at the end of the year. Like even at the end of his Gibbs tenure, the magic was seemingly not there. Even pre-next gen, it's like, they had a falling out with Adam Stevens. I think it was Ben Bayshore, maybe one other guy. I forget who it was. But like, it's just, he hasn't found that winning combination again, Gibbs, RCR, consistently since 2019. And that's more than half a decade ago now. So I'm with you. It's a shame because these were supposed to be the final years of his prime. And it's just not fun. It's not fun to watch at all, unfortunately.
To kind of finish it off, I'll paint this picture because I know there's a lot of people who are like, he just needs to get out of RCR. Okay, if I paint this picture for you and you don't know the driver, it's just a silhouette, and I say, this driver is going to be going on to age 42 season, has not won a race in like 3 years, possibly if he doesn't win next year, and has really not been competitive for a championship in any form since what I would honestly say 2019 when he won the last one. That was the last time he was legitimately competitive. Like I think he can have a bump up and still be pretty good, but like these people that think that he's just gonna, he'll go back to Gibbs or in the 48 or do whatever, he'll get a good car, he'll be in the 2 car and he'll be a championship contender again. It's like, no, he's not. He's like, I think the goal now is get a win before he retires. Like this is not someone who's going to have a Denny Hamlin type run.
And that's what makes what Denny Hamlin has done all the more impressive, not to change the subject, but the fact that Denny, with different crew chiefs, different generations of car, few years older than Kyle, continues to win 3, 4, 5 races a year without hesitation. Like that is impressive. Because I mean, the entire time they were at JGR together, I think we had kind of our internal pecking order was Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, and then it would be Edwards, it'd be Kenseth, it would be, insert Logano. But now it's like, shoot, it's just wild how they've aged so differently. Denny's aged gracefully, let's say, and Kyle just hasn't. And it's a number of factors. It's not always just one person, but it is wild to look to have this conversation 5 years ago, let's say.
I just want to see him win the Daytona 500 one time in his career. That's the biggest one that I want to see him get.
Agree. That'd be cool.
Well, we talked about Hamlin, of the 2 elder statesmen driver. He is the one that's in the playoffs. And I think we can kind of turn on over into talking a bit about the ending of the round of 12, basically, between Chastain, Joey Logano, and then some other stuff that's swirling around through the week. Whether you listen to the radio chatter of I think it was the 48, 41, then the reaction of Denny Hamlin. There's been a lot of I guess probably I don't know what the right way is to say it, but for NASCAR's sake, like unneeded talk about it on top of it already happening. At the end of the day, bottom line is, just like we said last year, he is inevitable. Joey Logano advances on still.
Show us the shirt, Michael. There.
Alex Bowman just cannot escape like the Roval without some kind of controversy happened that results in the 22 advancing. It's insane. 2 years in a row.
Yeah, it's so there's so many things that happen on that last lap, because when they took the white flag, Chastain was in over Joey by 1 point, and that would have been huge. Knock the defending champion out. Trackhouse in the round of 8 with all these heavy hitters. Whoa. And then Denny passed Ross, partially because Ross left the door open in turn 7, missed turn 7, basically handed him the position. But then Denny after the race saying, well, shoot, if I had known what the situation is, I wouldn't have made that pass, or perhaps I would have raced a little smarter, let's say. So, and oh man, there's so many ways we could go with this. I don't fault Ross for plowing through Hamlin at the end there. I think it was in line with what Austin Dillon did last year, and so probably shouldn't have been legal even if it had worked. But I also don't blame Ross for doing it. It's your only shot. Force NASCAR to make the awkward call. I don't know if they would have, because they didn't make the awkward call when Harvick tried to dump Kyle Busch. That one also didn't work. So if this one worked, I don't know. It would have been interesting. I don't fault him for doing that. I just find the discourse so confusing this week, because I listened to Hauler Talk with Mike Ford, and I know he is not the competition director. He's not Elton Sawyer who makes these decisions, but he is sort of the mouthpiece. I view him as like a window into what NASCAR is thinking on these topics. And the messaging on their podcast this week was very confusing. It was, hey, would Denny Hamlin have been punished if they had told him the point situation and he hadn't passed Ross Chastain? And it was like, well, yeah, we probably would have looked at it. Probably wouldn't have been punished, but we would have looked at it. Okay, so which one is it? Like, that's not exactly the clearest picture. The clearest description they gave is, hey, if you're on the track, you're allowed to be radioed about the points only if they specifically pertain to you, your car, and your situation. If you're Denny Hamlin in that instance, and you are not battling for a points position at that point in the race, they don't want the team radioing them that information because they could manipulate the race. It's just such a, I don't know. I wish there was a way to make it black and white. I don't know. It's just really aggravating that's like, there's the report that they warned a couple of teams on the Xfinity race for talking about points. It's like, what do we?
There was Zillage, and he was leading.
Yeah, like
what does he care about points?
I don't know. Part of me honestly says let him go for it. I'm not team orders are going to happen. Like, just let it happen to some degree. But I don't know. I just hate trying to over police this kind of stuff like that.
I agree with the over policing part for sure. Where I disagree, it's not teams anymore. It's teams, and then it's their OEM teams, and then it's other teams that they might work with. And then it's Denny Hamlin who is going to lay, like, if he knew, he would lay over because he's scared of Logano. It's just, at the end of that race, you could argue, especially if Hamlin's in that we saw probably 4 or 5 different drivers just basically laying over. We're just going to be cannon fodder in the way, just like, I won't say just like, it wasn't as egregious as Martinsville. Probably just because it was only 3 races later for Martinsville last year. But I'm sick of it's constant. It's every year now at these cutoff races, these teams are pulling these things and they're put in the position. Like, I don't blame them the same way you said. I don't blame them. I think if it worked for Chastain, strip it from him. Like, you can't be encouraging people, just taking people out on purpose to advance. It's not in any way, I think, a showing of talent. It's in no way showing of, good championship contender and advancing. If you basically play bowling to get through, I'm just sick of it all. I've been saying it for about a year now. It's these elimination races that cause the biggest controversies, and it's probably going to happen in 3 weeks at Martinsville. Like, let's be honest, it probably is. And it happen in any system, but it just happens all the time.
Now that we're in this championship 4 that we are, and we'll talk about, this round of 8 that we're heading up to championship 4. The people that we have, I feel good about 2 of these Penske guys even getting a win in this round, just like we've seen in the last couple of years. And then I see a situation where maybe an Elliott or Byron could sneak out the Talladega win, and all of a sudden we're at Martinsville. And, earlier we're saying, I think all 3 of these Joe Gibbs cars could get in. And all of a sudden, wait, no, only one makes it in. Who's it going to be at that point? It's just an interesting situation here. And not to try to defend Hamlin or anything, but he said, I wouldn't have passed him if I knew. Well, at the same time with his team, they shouldn't have to care. They shouldn't have to tell him about what other people are looking at. They're not racing to care about Chastain and Logano. They're racing to care about their race. So why should he, care? He should just be trying to take whatever spot he can get at that point. So that's the side I stand on the whole Denny and I wouldn't have passed if I knew and all that situation. For him, if he's worried about Logano, which I would be if I was him, because the way the last two out of 3 years have gone with Logano in there, I'm getting mad at myself for the way that whole round went, because he was in a situation, at the Roval where could have not let him advance, but also didn't go back to Kansas. I said this might come back to bite him. Well, had he not pushed the limit with Bubba and Bubba wins that race, Logano's out at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
all circles back around. Hamlin, you got what was coming to you.
Sorry, Mike. I was just going to wrap up essentially by saying, I don't even know at this point. I'm so confused. I don't know what we're talking about at this point. I'll be completely honest. I had a point. I think it's like, I like the strategy element. Like we debated all week about, hey, was Hamlin right or wrong to push as hard as he did against Bubba? And it's like, well, if he backs off, he broke the 100% rule. That's a penalty. It's like, I just need him to be clear. I just need there to be a clear line in the sand. Can you talk about points over the radio or not? Who's allowed to talk about points? Who's not? You're not allowed to fake a flat tire and go 2 laps down to hand a position off. Okay. But if you choose not to pass a guy that's in front of you, like Daniel Suarez did in this race, I would argue, that shouldn't be a penalty. Like, can we make it clear? That was the frustrating thing listening to Haller talk this week. Again, they're not the competition department, but they are kind of a mouthpiece for it. And it just sounded like they didn't have any clear answers on where the line was. And that was frustrating because if we draw a clear line, like now we could actually debate, was Hamlin wrong to not see the bigger picture and leave Logano in the play? Like, I kind of like that Logano's future was in Denny Hamlin's hands right there. And there could have been, that's intrigue. That's drama to me. To me, that's not breaking the 100% rule. That's looking out for yourself. That's a strategic play. You're not trying to help your teammate. You're trying to help yourself, big picture. But because NASCAR has been so vague about this 100% rule in the past, now we're not even debating the strategy call. We're debating if it would have been legal or not. And that's the part that's frustrating. I just hope going forward, because there will be more elimination races, at least Martinsville will be elimination. Who knows about next year? Like, I just want there to be a clear line in the sand. What is allowed, what is not. And then we know. But right now we don't know. We have no clue whatsoever what's really allowed. Everything's reviewable. It's what it sounds like. And that's just,
Fallen strikes. Fallen strike calls.
It's
but
like
a ball and a strike doesn't usually change the game. Sometimes it can. Usually it doesn't. This changes everything. This is a pass interference at the goal line. That's what this is. You got to get this right.
All it takes is one ball or strike the wrong way to completely change a series. And if they're going to keep doing the stick and ball comparisons and all that, I'm just, go, Michael, go. I'm going to go on a rant if I can.
Well, I mean, everything that we're frustrated about, I think we're supposed to be really excited, rah about. At least that's what the mouthpieces keep telling us, that this is all so good, guys. The playoffs, it's the best thing that NASCAR has ever done. But then, wait a minute. Didn't the president of NASCAR say today, the playoffs, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, that's starting a whole nother conversation, but
we'll get to that later.
Yeah, we'll get to that later.
I'll just end on this. I find it funny. So many people who criticized Hamlin for not, like for what he did last week are now upset that like he didn't roll over this week or vice versa and all that. It's just, this whole thing is to me so muddied up and I'm tired of it. I'm tired. And I know it happened. I know back like when Earnhardt was going for championships, RCR would bring like an extra car to start and park. So he wouldn't, would have more of a buffer, and Hendrick did the same thing. And you saw it in like the 03 Truck Series finale. There was a bunch of stuff with that. Like the manipulations happened for a long time. I think now it's just, we have so much access to the radio, with the broadcast, all of that. You can't ignore it anymore. It's right in your face. Like before, we were all blissfully ignorant about a lot of it, or being like, it's kind of sus a little bit, but I can't prove it. It's like now you literally can. Like everyone's itching their arms now.
That's true. No, and I think that's the best way to put it. And to Michael's point, though, like this could have been an exciting, intriguing moment. You know, did Hamlin make the right call? Instead, we're over here debating, hey, would Chastain's move have been legal? Would it have been legal for Hamlin to even lay over because of the radio? Like, and that's the part where NASCAR needs to make that part clear going forward. And they haven't yet. And that's where I think the frustration stems from for me.
And it's like, we keep having these frustrations over and over and over again, because now there are 3 different 2003 Truck Series Homestead races a year. Like all these cutoff races, everyone's trying to manipulate it to work in their favor. So, and all the access that we have, listening to the radio, there's just so much more opportunity for crap like this to happen. And it takes away from what we should be focused on, what we're supposed to be focused on, the race, the playoff performances, working their way through the rounds.
I'll add, I thought that was actually a good race. I know a lot of people didn't. I don't know why, though. There was tire degradation, 4 seconds of fall off, comers and goers, strategy throughout. There's actually battling for the lead with SVG. Like, I thought it was a really enjoyable race. Like, as somebody who is very pro bring the oval back, I was like, I'd be okay with a every other year thing. Okay, like the Roval is enjoyable. It's really fun. Like, I think the only reason people really hate so much on the Roval is because the oval with this car is so damn good. Like, I thought it was still a good race. And there has been no talk about that at all this week. There's been no talk on how far Goodyear has made it with these tires at these types of tracks. And I mean, if we were focusing on that part, there'd be a lot of positivity, especially with the news we heard today going into next year for the road courses, that there could be real improvement. And we're not talking at all about that. It sucks. So with that being said, and all the playoff talk, the playoff grid. For those listening, Denny Hamlin is +8, Ryan Blaney +6, +4 for both William Byron and Kyle Larson over Christopher Bell, who is the first one out, -14 for the Chase duo, and Joey Logano -24. But the Baba Yaga is still there, as I like to call him. What are we thinking, guys? I think Joey Logano is in must win already. And I think they know that going in.
-24 is just a number.
Champion.
He can win this race, no problem.
I'm just saying, man. I think this is, I know we say it a lot, but I think this 8, it's a 3 superpowers. It's going to be the best out there. And I'm going to put all of you on the spot with it. Final 4. Who you got? Because I don't know where I put my notes of it. So I'm going to see. I've been hemming and hawing back and forth. I think I said Monday a certain Final 4, and I don't know if that's the same Final 4 I'm picking right now.
Yeah, I'm making my official predictions tomorrow, but you can go ahead, Michael. I'll give this some thought while you go.
I made a prediction a few months ago, right before it started. That wasn't that long ago. Anyway, all 4 of them are still a part of it, so I guess I'm going to stick with that 4. I had Bell, Briscoe, Byron, and Larson. That's my final 4.
No Penske guys. Oh,
well, that was before the playoffs started. So but I'm committed. I'm sticking to what I put up a couple months ago, whatever.
I got my final 4.
Go for it.
I've got Bell, Byron, Blaney, Logano.
Okay.
2 Penske cars.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, there's got to be an even ground here. Come on.
What have you been watching, Eric? It's all the stars are aligning. Logano's getting there.
Maybe I haven't seen Joey Logano. Wasn't very impressive in the round.
He wasn't impressive in his last 2 championships, and he won it.
Danny is just Danny has made it to the acceptance phase already. I'll give mine here.
Few guarantees in life: taxes, death, and Logano's inevitability.
It's 2025, not 2022 or 2024 or 2026. If we're going to go with curses,
the even number curse is nothing. It's broken now. He broke the every 4 year streak last year, so that one ended. So now this one's going to end again.
Superstitious. Okay.
All right. I'll give my
They're
final.
talking about changing this playoff thing, so he needs to win it one more time while he can.
Tie Jeff Gordon. He tied Jeff Gordon. Can you imagine? You thought last year was bad. He's had a better season this year. Imagine if he wins this year and ties Jeff Gordon and all the Gordon Logano comparisons. I would admit, like, I would just sit back and watch. I'd make so many videos about old head Gordon fans getting mad. It'd be great. Anyway, my final four.
I got one more thing. You say this, and I got one more thing.
All right, my final four. I'm gonna go Blaney. I think he's the strongest car out there. I'm gonna go Bell. Briscoe, I'm still high on, and I think I'm gonna shock some people with this one. I think he has the best chance of his team to make it. Chase Elliott. I think this round, as long as he stays out of trouble at Vegas, he's had issues before, but as long as he stays out of trouble, I think he's good at super speedways. He almost won last year at Martinsville. I think he could win any of these three races. I think people are underestimating him. So
are we
Blaney,
saying no Hamlin?
I'm saying no Hamlin just because
I'm saying no
life's
Hamlin.
not fair.
Give me Denny Hamlin. The one guy I'm most confident in, though, and have been since the beginning, is Ryan Blaney. He was my championship pick. I'm sticking with that. I still feel strongly about that. Hamlin, Blaney. I think Kyle Larson's the best bet out of Hendrick. I just think he is. I think he's really good at Las Vegas, arguably the favorite here. Talladega super speedways, he's actually been really good this year compared to the field. And then Martinsville, he could win Martinsville. He's done it before. So I'll go Larson, Blaney, Hamlin, and then I need one more Gibbs car. I'm torn between Bell and Briscoe. I think I'll go Bell because he has a 10-point advantage. There are more paths perhaps for him to make it. So give me Bell, Blaney, Larson, Hamlin, with Blaney winning it all.
Bell has also consistently made that championship for the last couple of seasons too.
He tied last year and was eliminated on a technicality, but I think he'll get some redemption.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But he's been up in contention every time. I will say with the Larson part of it, Talladega and just super speedways in general, I'm pretty sure he's gotten a top 20 in every super speedway race, and 3 of the 5 this year he's finished top 10, including a few top 5s in there. Like he has
a third and he has a second. I know that second at Atlanta was I think that was second was the Hocevar, where he almost beat him. And
So one more thing to add about the Logano situation if he wins the championship again. Who is laughing now, Joe Gibbs? Because the guy who was supposed to replace Tony Stewart has already won more championships than Tony did in the 20. If he wins one more, he'll win more championships than Tony, period.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing is Joe Gibbs hasn't won a championship since 2019. That's a drought.
Yeah.
They let that guy go. Now he's sucking in the A car.
Well, none of Joe Gibbs's current drivers have won a title. So that's awkward.
I think they will at some point, but
well, maybe.
Oh my God, I just thought of something. Joe Logano has as many championships as Joe Gibbs Racing has since I let him go.
Ouch.
I actually thought he might have had more.
And I'm counting Furniture Rows just because that was a JGR powered car. So think about that. So technically he has more.
I was gonna say
that's a little bit of a stretch.
Oh my gosh.
He has more.
Hey,
blow up.
We were talking about the Twitter talk the last 24 hours has been about the fact that Penske, Hendrick, and Gibbs have won the last 21 championships, and when it comes to powering those cars, so figured I'd bring that part of it up. But I think it's cliched to say, but I do think any of them could rise up at any point. I mean, we were counting Chase Elliott out the last round, and he won at Kansas, and he was running top 5 all day. Like Briscoe early in the year, everyone's like, man, this dude's like, he's really underperforming, turns it on, gets a ton of top 5s. Logano is Logano. Bell always up there. Larson and Byron are elite. Byron, this is a weird stat. Since his win at Iowa, he's led 5 laps, and those were all at Daytona.
Damn.
It's funny
Where's
how
the 24?
I'm going to be looking back, not even to this round of 8. If Hamlin misses this championship 4, I'm going to keep looking back at that round of 12 as being essentially what I think costed him being there the most, because what little things happened that led to the 22 being in, I feel it's going to come back to bite Hamlin. If Logano wasn't in this round, I would have Hamlin in my championship 4, but I can't because I cannot doubt Logano after last year.
Isn't that so Denny though? That's just how
it is.
The Cup Series goes for him.
That's
it's
how
always
that's how it goes.
something. And he goes ahead. He puts his own driver in the fence. He goes and passes Chastain. Needed to just let him have the position. That'd be Denny.
And at the start of the year, like I thought, with all the lawsuit trouble going on, I thought, Hamlin's looking good. This might finally be the year where he gets himself figured out, gives the proverbial middle finger to NASCAR, takes their championship. Maybe he'll just retire then once he got one. And now I'm just thinking to myself, I don't see him getting in this championship 4. Not this year now.
I think he's overcome all the obstacles. I think the round of 12 threw everything they could at him, from drama to, and I think he survived it. I think he's good. I think he had power steering issues. I think he survived the bugaboos and is going to be cruise smooth sailing.
This round's just so cutthroat, and we literally have 8 of the best right now in it.
Well, we could probably dive into even more of it as we go, but let's finish off the Cup side of things. Let's go into the TV rating talk. There was some interesting news, some not so good news. Let's get into all of it here. The Cup race scored a 0.8 rating with 1.544 million viewers. It was down 36% from last year's race, but that was on NBC compared to this year being on USA, so not a direct comparison. Though through 6 races during the playoffs, they have averaged, this is the average race at 1.544 million viewers, meaning the playoffs so far, 6 races in, are down 38% year over year. Though, again, I have to add the last 2 weeks would have been on NBC in last year's deal. So it's going to definitely skew that. Xfinity got 808,000 viewers on Saturday night, and the trucks, turning it on during lunchtime on a school day, still got 279,000 viewers on Fox Sports 1. There was some talk earlier this week because there was a bit of like different summits and other things and industry heads too. And I wanted to add this one note into the TV part of it. There were Nielsen execs that were meeting at this, and they had said that actually NASCAR's 18 to 34 demo this year is up like double digits. And it's not like, 11 or 12. It's like into the teens and 20% increase in the 18 to 34 demo. So they're making inroads. The difference in a lot of these losses is just that the 50 plus audience has cratered for NASCAR this year. And most of it is because of like a lot of them fell off with Prime and then like the heavy cable side of it and everything like that. But it is interesting, while it is definitely a short-term loss, will that 18 to 34 demo growing be a long-term gain?
Can I say something in regards to this real quick?
Sure.
When it comes to that, hearing that 50 plus, how many are dropping off? I went to a wedding this weekend. My cousin's daughter got married, and oddly enough, who she got married to actually found out that he has watched our show a lot in the past, so he knew all of us. So hello, how's it going?
No invite? I'm just kidding.
I wanted cake.
I was talking
Free food.
I was talking to his dad, had a minute to talk with him, and he was telling me about how, he grew up, most of his life being a NASCAR fan, went to Watkins Glen all the time because his dad's from New York, has been to Dover, a couple of other tracks up there, but just now has gotten to the point where it's just something that he might casually just see, doesn't really care about it. And the main reason for him was simply not necessarily the car. He was actually telling me he likes, he's okay with the car. He even kind of likes the single lug thing. And this is a guy who's in his 50s and 60s, so right in that age range. But simply, he can't stand the playoff format. It's not for him. He doesn't want to watch that when it comes to NASCAR, and getting to hear that from someone, just kind of on a neutral perspective, just hearing it from them, it's like, yeah, this is kind of what this one man feels like. I'm talking to a lot of people in that similar age range right now. They don't necessarily think the car is an issue, but it is the way that the sport is just being decided.
I think on that front, because I've seen that complaint more this week than any other week, and I'm not saying that, this guy probably didn't watch this week's race, but this week's race, I thought it was a solid race, kind of like Jarrett said, but the most memorable parts were the playoff confrontations, let's say. And if you go back and watch that broadcast, it is to fill the air, frankly, playoff, cut line constantly. So if you're not, if you are in that bucket of fans who maybe are still watching, but are like, I don't love Jarrett. Like last year, you used to say like, hey, I'm watching. I really don't care about the playoffs. Yeah. If you're in that group,
can't deny
hard.
it anymore.
You can't escape it. It's so aggressive, especially a race like this that otherwise had very little going on. That sounds, it was a fine race, but like SVG at the end, last 20 minutes had the race locked up. The only thing to talk about was playoff. So I've heard that complaint too, where it's just, if you're not a big fan of the playoffs, you can't enjoy the race without that being constantly at the forefront this time of year, especially. And that's a criticism I haven't heard described as well in the past, but I've heard it more this week. And I think it's a fair one.
Yeah, I know my grandpa, he's brought that up before, but he even brought up, it's like, well, I knew last year that I had a bunch of races on Fox and NBC I could watch. And so I cut my cable, and now I can only watch like 9 races this year. And I cut a bunch of my cable channels off because I don't watch a bunch of them. And now they're on these channels I don't get. So he's like, I watch more of the Xfinity series than I do the Cup series nowadays because I can at least see it. And I think it's all the playoff factor, the fatigue of other things. It's just, there's a lot of things to figure out. At least I say, at least compared to the Brian France era, at least verbally it's being acknowledged. Now we just got to see if it's like in practice acknowledged, but we'll talk more about that in a bit. Let's go to the poll real quick. About 10,000 voted. 18% said that this was a great race. 58% said it was a good race. So 76% net positive, pretty good. 18% said it was just an average race, and 6% said that they had a negative perception of this race. The 76% net positive would put this race 15th out of 36 polled road courses, so about right in the middle. And when it comes to Roval races, this would be 4th of 7. So right in the middle of Roval races, only 19. It's crazy. The 3 above it are 3 consecutive years, 19, 20, and 21. All, what are those? Gen 6 era ones. For the next gen era, this one is the top one over 23 at 71%, 24 at 66%, and 48% positive for 2022. So it's the most positive of the next gen era. It still hasn't reached where the other ones were of 85% or higher, though. As for the comments on it, the first one is from SVG. Is it positive, negative, or meme, or a mix of those? What do you guys think?
Off a name like that, I'd say a meme, considering who won the race.
Ooh, good point. Yeah, I'll go meme.
I'll say positive because I think they're a super fan.
Says Harvick moment.
Okay, never mind.
I don't know how to describe that.
I guess that's kind of a meme.
Yeah, kind of a meme.
It's a reference. That should be the next category. Reference.
Some of the other ones, 8bog says, put it in reverse, Terry.
No, that's a meme.
That's a meme. No, that's a meme. Spencer says SVG is just him on road courses. CJ says Roval ran its course. Time to go back to the oval and 400 miles under the lights. Let's go. Tank Slapper says yet another controversy created by eliminations in the playoffs. Bring back full season points. Ceaseless Slinky says Hocevar can't go a single race without wrecking at least one person. And the gutter comments, I went to Jason for the gutter comment of the week, says this is why the playoffs are awesome. That was the most downvoted comment.
That's brutal.
Look,
audience.
I can want the playoffs gone and still enjoy the little moments while it's what we have. So
yeah,
I'm
not
think
going
that
to downvote people
I
for it.
think that race would have been perfectly enjoyable without like removing playoffs from it. It was still a solid race. I didn't think it needed the playoffs. Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like I know my whole thing is like upset wins are fun and all, but just like just like in other sports. Like I know UCLA beat Penn State in football this weekend, but that shouldn't necessarily mean that UCLA is then going to make the playoffs when they lost 4 games. So I don't know. I'm just over the idea of winning you're in at this point, I think.
Well, you know who's won and been in for a while is Mr. 10 wins this year, Connor Zilich in the Xfinity Series race. This was I got to say, this was a very, at least in result, a very chalk weekend when it comes to who ended up winning. Maybe not in how they got there, but Connor Zilich gets the win, slides off the car, doesn't get hurt, and he's just doing Connor Zilich things. It's kind of like SVG. We can keep saying so much and it's all true, but I feel like we said it so many times this year. Like, what else are we going to say? Connor Zilich recovers after a terrible run last week.
So how about we talk about second place, Austin Green?
Yes.
In his, I don't remember the stat off the top of my head. I think in his last 5 or 6 road course starts in Xfinity this year, every time he's in like a third Jordan Anderson car. Last 6 starts, his average finish is like 7th. Like, that's incredible. Consistent road course performance from this guy who I think he's 24, 25 years old. He's young, not crazy young, but young. So I saw like Corey LaJoy and a few other drivers chimed in on Twitter to acknowledge his second place run and say, hey, get this guy some more opportunities. Maybe all due respect to Jordan Anderson. Can we get him not in a 4th Jordan Anderson car and see what he can do? Maybe he'll win a race or 2 here and there. Like, that would be a pretty wild.
Much different than their cup cars. I would love to see him in like an RCR like 33 or something like that instead of Jordan Anderson.
God, I'm just looking through and it is road course stats. And like, there's some of them like because of different issues, but like, I'll just list them off. 17th, 15th. These are all in Jordan Anderson cars.
Are these all road courses?
All road courses.
Okay.
7th, 15th, 4th, 10th, 11th, 30th last year at the Roval, but that was because his engine let go. After that, 26th at COTA this year. And then 7th, 9th, 11th, 7th, 8th, and 2nd at just road courses. Now he's struggled at the ovals. I think a lot of that, though, I think has to do with car more than anything. But a lot of people don't know his name, and I think that if you can get him, maybe he splits a few races in that JRM car next year when Connor Zilich can't run a few. I would love to see him in some good equipment and see what this kid can do, not only at road courses but at the ovals too.
Yeah, that was the kind of race where like a big team could look at that and say, let's like treat him like a ringer, like a Boris said, or a Rob, or, like say, hey, I think we can win a race with this guy next, yeah. So I think you could see that next year sometime.
I mean, that was like his SVG Chicago sort of coming out. He didn't win, but it was like his coming out party. He comes from the Trans Am background, so he's got a ton of road course experience. He's just got to figure out the ovals. He just needs a car that's a little bit more capable.
Definitely.
Well, and on the other end of things, there was, okay, I'm going to be honest here. This was like completely just NASCAR fumbling the bag here. Playoff controversy between the 8 and the 54 on who got passed. And like, it's
what are we looking at?
They spent like 10 minutes looking at it. And then CW put on a camera being like, so there's the 8 clearly there. And the 54 is clearly not past that car that he was saying he was ahead of. I don't blame that even on playoffs. I just blame that on like, one, NASCAR being slow with it. 2, if you're going to blame anyone, why did they wait a whole lap to throw a caution for a car that had a busted radiator getting fluid all over the track that we all could see on the broadcast?
Yeah, no, it was a slow call. Could have had another Kligerman situation where they threw it right before the line and we get another restart and who knows what happens there. No, yeah, it was just frustrating that it had to take 15, 20 minutes to make it official. I mean, the broadcast did a good job. They painted the picture. Like they explained that as well on Holler Talk, that like the whole process, hey, they had to, at least from their perspective, like we need to confirm every finishing position before we go out there and announce the points. So they had to go to their cameras on a difficult road course and jot down exactly where everyone was, then run it through their points algorithm, then announce it. So it was just, but you're right. Like you could just, because you knew what the point situation was, you could just see where those two, can you just look at where those two cars are, confirm that, and announce that, then go do your other bullshit. Like just announce that first, get that out of the way. They didn't. I'm not mad at them for like getting it right, but there's got to be a quicker way. Come on, like it can't be 20 minutes.
Like CW was sitting on that still image that we all saw, clearly one ahead of the other.
Yeah.
Like, guys, we got it right here. No, we got to make sure this is right.
I think I was like, not 15, but I was probably about 10 minutes into my stream that I start 10 minutes after the race before we finally got a call. And I'm just the whole time like, what are we doing? Like, we can see it. Like, just say who's in. Like, I had the points on the bottom of the screen before CW had the actual finish. And I was like, come on, if I am sitting in my room in freaking Tennessee and I get this right, like it was dumb. But you know who else was dumb and now is fully paid the price for it is Austin Hill, who got suspended after intentionally wrecking Eric Almirola back at Indianapolis, lost his 21 playoff points, let alone not including the points he would have gotten for his seeding in the points. And he missed by a grand sum of 21 points.
Let me get out my small violin and play a sad, sad song for y'all. I'm heartbroken.
Guys, it's just not fair. They're a blue collar team.
They're picking on us. Damn it.
I still had him getting to the championship 4 even with that penalty. So I really am disappointed in everything. And here's the thing, to Austin Hill and the team's credit, they were in position to advance until they lost a cylinder. I think he was running 5th or 6th when that happened and faded, finished 20 something. So even with that setback, they would have been okay. But yeah, as it is, as the chat is saying, karma, unfortunately, for Austin Hill.
I regret making a prediction about him getting to the championship 4. We'll talk about that more later, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll look at that in a bit, but we'll look at the Xfinity Series playoff grid here. So Zilich leads by 57 over the cut line.
Does he just have to start a race at this point?
I mean, there can't be any new winners. I think it's 2 races though. That as long as he just maintains, because the most points you can make up without winning in a race is 60 or not. No, 60 is most you can make up. I think it's 54 actually, or 55. So he is technically without a win, a full race ahead points wise. He's plus 57, then Allgaier plus 24, Brandon Jones plus 4, Mayer plus 2, Love minus 2, Sammy Smith minus 7, Quapple minus 11, and Sheldon Creed still in it minus 13. So are we going to do the final 4 picks again?
I can go simple. I like those 4 guys above the cut line. Give me the chalk. Zilich, Allgaier, B. Jones, and Sam Mayer.
Okay. I'll go top 3 for sure. Zilich, Allgaier, Jones. And then just because Talladega's in there, I'll go Jesse Love. As long as Austin Hill doesn't leave him out to dry, which I could totally see him doing. Come on. You can totally see that happening, right?
I got to pull it up. Let me see. Zilich for sure. Allgaier for sure. It's
like
such a
Zilich.
toss-up.
I like Zilich. I like Allgaier. You bring up a good point about Jesse Love, but I think Austin Hill will just steal it from him anyways.
They weren't that good at Daytona, the RCR guys.
I'm going to be a little. I'm going to be a little bold. I think the front 4. I like Brandon Jones being consistent enough to get himself there, honestly. And didn't he win? He won Martinsville earlier this year, right?
Brandon
Or am I
Jones.
mistaken?
Almirola, didn't he win it?
Yeah, I thought he won that one.
Oh no,
He's been in contention at Martinsville before.
That Martinsville finish
that.
was so crazy. I know it was Sammy Smith and
Oh no. Wait, Austin Hill won it.
Oh, Austin
Hill
Hill,
won
did.
Martinsville. Hill did.
That's right.
Shows how much we cared about who won that race. And we're like, oh, Hill won. We don't even freaking remember.
I'm gonna say that the front 4 there because I could just see Hill still in the win from Love when he needs it most.
Zilich, Allgaier, Mayer, Sheldon Creed. I'm going out on a limb. I got to shake it up a little bit. I got to make it interesting.
Brandon Jones's other win this year was in that Matt Kenseth throwback at Darlington. Just had to slip that in there.
Well, there was one other race this weekend that we can look at, and that is the Truck Series race, aka the Corey Heim Invitational, where he got his record-setting 10th win of the season in 22 races, I think it is, 22 races so far this year, breaking Greg Biffle's record with 3 races to spare in the season, and advancing on. I know we're shocked that Heim won. I know we're shocked time, but I will say
a little turn 1, lap 1, Grant Enfinger takes him out. I thought
there is that.
Him and Lane Riggs into the barrels.
Let's give his teammate Cruz some credit. He dominated this race. It was not a Heim domination.
Yeah, exactly. Between the damage on the 11 truck and Brent Cruz cruising out there in similar equipment, I thought, oh man, okay. I mean, Heim had such a points advantage. I wasn't worried about the points, but I was like, oh, he's not going to win. And then he did anyways. Tough break for Brent Cruz. Kind of, they were both at the end of their fuel mileage at the end, late restart. Cruz picked tires. Heim picked track position. Track position won out.
And I want to give Lane Riggs credit for calling out the old drivers for racing like morons, because a lot of them did in this race. Majeski, what the hell happened to Majeski in this race, man?
He came just flying in at one point.
Yeah, like there were a few times in turn 1 or turn 7 or in the bus stop where he's just like, screw it. If we make it, we make it. And just dives in, takes a bunch of people out left and right. And I'm just, these are the same level of Truck Series drivers that have been, talking about respect and all that. And I mean, I guess they stoop to the level if they, you want to put it in that perspective. But I like that, Lane Riggs is just like, we keep getting told by these people how to drive, and then they drive worse than us. Like,
sorry, go ahead.
The turn 7, it taught you a lot about a lot of people this weekend. I mean, it's the decision making there at points was something to behold. And yeah, it just, who's willing to stoop to that level? I guess if you get driven over enough, you're like, all right, finally, I'm going to do the same thing.
Now, when it comes to the grid with that one, of course, Heim is in. Lane Riggs plus 22 with a bit of a buffer heading into Talladega. And then Daniel Hemrick plus 1, Ankrum plus 0, Majeski minus 0, then Enfinger, Raja, and Honeycutt minus 3, 5, and 7. So it's pretty much all in the air. Or do I have the right ones?
I was about to say, I don't think that's quite right. I think
I might have had the right ones on the bottom, actually.
Yeah.
Ankrum plus 2 for Hemrick, plus 1 for Raja, minus 1 for Riggs. I swear I put the other one in, but then I think StreamYard redid everything. So it's on the bottom. So
the bottom ticker is
stupid
correct.
Close.
It is. It's insanely
5
close.
points from 2nd to 8th.
Yeah.
And Talladega's next.
Woo.
I think
playoffs.
Hey, you know what? Playoffs.
Fingers could be sneaky at Talladega, I feel.
Mr. 10 wins has a 25% chance to win this championship.
Playoffs. One race finale. Woo.
Let's go.
Woo. Game 7. Woo.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even going to guess at this point because I'm just going to wait till Talladega happens. Like that's the best I can do. I'm just gonna wait till Talladega happens.
I'll guess. I'll get my championship.
Put the ticker back up, Jared. Put the standings back up if you can. I honestly think minus Heim, obviously. I think the best 3 or 4 remaining are all below the cut line.
Those 3 right there.
Riggs, Majeski, Enfinger, and Honeycutt, frankly, might be 2 through 5.
I think my championship 4, just because I could see 2 of these guys doing good at Dagan and 1 doing pretty good at Martinsville. I'm going to go Heim, Riggs, Enfinger, and Ankrum.
Okay. I'd swap out Ankrum for Honeycutt, and that'd be my final 4.
I kind of like that. Kind of like that McAnally equipment on a short track, and it could be a toss between him and Hemrick in that case. But I'm going to go Ankrum on this one.
I'm just going to say whoever makes it out of the big one at Talladega. And then maybe Riggs will win it at Martinsville if he can outlast time.
I'm going Enfinger mainly because I won't be shocked if he just wins Talladega, honestly.
It might
Of
be
those-
easier just to decide who's going to cause the big one. Who causes the big one?
It's motorsports.
Is
Last
Chris,
is any
is Chris
indication.
right racing? I know he's been getting some rides in trucks again.
Oh God.
JJ Yaley, Yaley in the,
Yeah,
the
he's in
Spire
the
truck.
7.
Did you see the news about that race too? It's going to be on Big Fox.
Oh, the stupid is going to be on another level.
On full display
They're gonna
for the
they're-
world.
How
Yeah.
many red flag? Over under 1.5 red flags.
Over.
Over. over.
My NASCAR on Fox hot take: if a truck race is on Big Fox, it should get the spring Big Fox crew calling it.
Hey, they've been putting Harvick and like Logano and folks in that booth with Jamie Little. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Mike Joy will get off. Will come back off of whatever beach he's relaxing in during his off season. And
I see.
Call
I
this
can't
race.
wait for it. I can't wait for the call of the finish on Big Fox in front of probably 500,000 people, and to the line, and it'll be Corey Haim. It's
I
like
think-
Jamie. That was Brent Cruz.
I think you were a bit too loud, though.
Sorry,
I don't think it would
Corey
be.
Haim.
Yeah,
Wow.
just-
What a race by Haim. It's Haim time, guys.
More monotone.
Kevin
It's
Hart chimes in.
time.
Yeah, well, he just put himself in a good position there. It's his
Michael
favorite
Waltrip.
saying.
Now, where's Danny Die?
If anyone out there has Thora, I want to know if it's smart enough to do like you just input Jamie Little and Michael Waltrip and say they're doing commentary on something at this point, because it's been, I know it can do voices of a lot of people on there.
I don't know if I need to see more footage of that. I've seen enough of it already on FS1 on Friday and Saturday nights.
You know what disappoints me a ton about that is they pulled Phil Parsons and stuck him in ARCA, which, I mean, ARCA, it doesn't get a ton of viewers, but he was like, I think he was the best part of those truck broadcasts.
Let me see if I can find it, and then we'll move on to the second half of the show. Did y'all see that Adam Stern had put out I think it was the list of motorsports viewership this week?
I saw it. I know where you're going.
Yeah, and it was like, oh man, let me see if I can find it. But it was like, it showed like the Cup race, and it's not very great. Showed like F1 and Xfinity right under it. There it is. So it's it's like NASCAR gets like 1.54 million. Formula One, 931,808 for Xfinity, 279 for trucks, 168 for IMSA. And I'll ask you two that might not have seen it unless you guys have pulled it up. Like, you want to take a guess at what ARCA got this week?
Where was ARCA racing? I didn't even. Was it on FS2?
It was on
Was it
FS2.
Toledo? Was it in Toledo? I think.
Oh, I don't know. 60K. I don't know.
What do you got, Danny?
I go slightly higher. I'll say just 100K.
All right, 32,000.
Wow.
We all have YouTube videos that dwarf that.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna pull more people when I stream NASCAR 25 for the first time.
Yeah, that's low. I mean, I guess FS2. Who's tuning into? That's not really a channel you can just flip to on accident. That's one you have to seek out.
That's like that that's like that ESPN 8 where they put on like the Snowball Olympics or whatever the hell stupid crap they got on over there.
Roller derby.
Roller derby.
That's a pure sport that hasn't changed a damn bit. Roller derby.
Someone said the population of Prosper, Texas. Actually makes it sound kind of huge.
Plot twist, it was just Prosper. It was only them watching.
Big ARCA fans out here.
All right, well, let's head into our first super chat stage break of the night. You got to scroll all the way up for this one. Bailey, the first one, says, true stat, since Byron last won at Iowa, he's only led 5 laps, and those are at Daytona. 5 laps since August. I believe I had repeated that one. Sloth Nerd says, rest in piss 21 ignition. Bring on NASCAR 25. Alex Luft says, off topic, but as an animal lover, rest in power Theo the cat from Hammy and Olivia's YouTube channel.
I know that one.
I didn't know that was... Isaac says, gonna be tuning out for the season. I'll still watch this show, but with the nonstop talk about the playoffs, I'm just not having fun anymore. Sorry.
Me on Twitter Monday through Friday.
This is
Yeah,
not fun.
don't
We're
lie to
not
us, it's
having
every day.
fun.
I'm not playing the sounder because we're not having fun. Bailey has another one in honor of NASCAR 25. A few things from the last time we had a game. Ross Chastain and Justin Haley were both Spire drivers, and Priest was with JTG.
It's been a minute.
4 years. 4
Connor Zilic
long
was
years.
still in diapers. No.
I thought he was in utero. Jeffrey King with a couple here says NASCAR 25 no disc version is a disgrace. Yeah, that's puzzling for sure. And then Hamlin's championship to lose. He may choke.
Yeah.
He may.
He's been really fast this year. It would be a choke if he doesn't make the final 4.
Garabuki says calling Logano a 3-time champ is like calling Olive Garden Italian food.
That's technically yes, but like that's a good comparison.
Yeah.
It really is.
The creativity is amazing. Joshua Boston with a pity. Woo.
Wow.
Pity.
Thanks, Joshua.
If my calculations are correct, Byron, Blaney -27, Larson -34, and Bell -47 would currently be within 1 race of each other with 4 races to go this season. If that is the final 4, I don't think folks will be too upset with whoever wins the title. I mean, I think people will, but I don't think they'll have a strong argument. I think that's the best I can go with it.
I think of the 8 remaining, Joey Logano is the only one I think that if he wins it, there will be serious uproar. I think if any of the other 7 win it, you'll still have your like, but I think even like a Chase Elliott or Briscoe, who's only come on strong lately, I think even if they win it, people will be like, I get it. Okay.
Eric, you know what has to happen. It's for our own good.
I mean, Logano might win it, and then Twitter will be
for our
very
own good.
Not for my
ready.
good.
We're not ready for all the internet stuff with his championship win.
The only way NASCAR is going to change it, it's for our own good.
I'm too chronically online for the Jeff Gordon, Joey Logano comparisons to take over Twitter. That's going to ruin my holiday season. We can't let this happen.
Do you know how quickly NASCAR changed things when July won championship after championship after championship? They tried to undercut him every step of the way. Do something! Stop this! Nobody wants this anymore!
And it's not even just
Yes,
Logano.
there he is.
It's not even just
looking
Logano,
podcast.
really. The other guy in your shirt, Blaney, if Penske wins a 4th straight championship with 2 drivers, that's also rightfully just as bad.
Oh, God, it got stuck open. All right, I'm going to have to fix that tonight. Hank Hill says, dang it, Denny. Hashtag keep the playoffs. Hashtag up horsepower more.
Oh, interesting.
That's an interesting couple of hashtags I wouldn't expect to be together.
Santa Claus, Father Christmas says, Eric, you're on the nice naughty list now for not properly reading the I stand with 2311 chats. Also, hashtag Santa stands with 2311 and Santa stands with the playoffs.
Did I not do a Santa voice?
It's because they wouldn't do the Herbert voice. I guarantee it.
Hi, Chris.
Yeah,
we'll get a few more here. This one's for you, Michael.
Oh, God. Ty, you're the worst $50 I've ever spent. Grandpa, you stole that from King of the Hill. Like how you stole a ride from a competent driver, you damn Nepo baby.
That's amazing.
Well worth the wait. And then we'll do 2 more here. First one's from Dad. The 4-month member chat says, Danny, please don't pull a die during. I don't know what that is.
Danny, please don't pull it.
RDW?
WD-40?
I don't know what RDW is. Is this to me or is this a Danny Dye joke? I can't tell.
Oh, it might be a Danny Dye joke.
I don't know. And then Palm Tree says, would there be a ratings clause in the TV negotiations? Something to get us renegotiated into more Amazon, alt streaming, or main broadcast channels? Probably not.
Like a mercy rule?
If we go under $1 million,
you lose the rights.
If we go into the negatives, we'll renegotiate.
And one last one. Also, I forgot. Jimmy!
Jimmy!
All right. Well, that was fun. We'll read the rest in the final super chat stage break towards the end of it. But guys, it's a storm brewing. Do you hear it? It is time for the lightning round. Let's get a few of them out of the way here really quick. First off, I apologize in advance, Michael. It's probably going to cover you a little bit. But we have the podcast channel that we re-upload each week. So you can scan that QR code. We have the link in the description at NWP Clips. So be sure to check that out if you aren't able to tune in during the week. NBC Sports Network will be brought back from the dead later this month. Though NASCAR, it sounds like, won't be on it, at least initially. A little off topic here. Rutledge Wood has reappeared. He is still alive. And he has started his own soda company called Fun Time Soda Pop. Give me a little soda pop.
How long
Did you just make that up?
Driver?
No.
Yeah. Wait, is this
true.
like a parody?
No, he has a
Really?
website and everything, man. He like his
What's it
hair is
called?
parted now.
How did it
Fun Time Soda
go?
Pop.
How'd it go from the NASCAR to then the Top Gear to now the soda?
Because he's my little soda pop.
Once they left him behind at the Dawsonville pool room, he just unlocked everything outside of NASCAR.
They left him for dead in the middle of Georgia.
Oh man.
Do you remember when they didn't know what to do with him, so they had him out in the pond by at the brickyard fishing for bricks? Do you remember that?
They literally, I made the joke that they literally were sending him anywhere but the track. And then they sent him definitely anywhere but the track after that.
Hey, man, I mean, at this point, we found Rutledge. Now we just got to find where the hell Kelly Stavist went. A couple others
That's
here.
a name.
I haven't seen her in a long time. Ryan Vargas, friend of the channel and show, is now a Monster Jam truck driver.
That's crazy.
The 2026 ARCA schedule has been released this past week. Chicagoland tickets go live on sale noon Central Time.
Jared's
On
gonna buy
October
every
10th.
ticket.
Noon. So if you're going, definitely go. Harrison Burton's not returned to AM Racing in 2025. And did y'all see there was this tweet? There's an article from Adam Stern, or that Adam Stern had reposted on X, and it was let me find it. So, quote: "The incident started when a woman complimented another woman on her NASCAR shirt and then demanded it off her. At one point, they were throwing water bottles out of a cooler, and then it got even more disturbing when she briefly left and then came inside with a gun and threatened to shoot her for her NASCAR shirt at a Family Dollar."
Is this one of the NASCAR romance novels you've been neglecting?
Dude, I'd read it if it was like this.
That's sound pretty
I just
exciting.
need to know which driver. Like
What the
They
shirt
didn't
was?
say.
what the shirt was. Like, okay, we all got to give our. What's your pick? What's the driver?
Chase Elliott.
Oh, it's the cinnamon toast crunch shirt. The eat my Cinnadust.
I'm gonna go outside the box, and it's a Carson Hocevar Chili's shirt.
No, y'all know it. I know exactly what shirt it is. It's one of those drive fast, eat ass shirts. You just know it. That's exactly what it was.
Straight from the Talladega infield.
Exactly. You just know it.
my mind went Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I'll tell you why. You might be able to say that he promoted violence at North Wilkesboro last year. So
If somebody
he's
can
got rather
actually
violent
find it-
fans.
if somebody can actually find it, please let us know who
Wait.
it was.
Did somebody get arrested? Because maybe there's a mugshot
Yeah.
out there and they're wearing the shirt. And maybe
No.
it's partially visible.
She no, it's the one who wanted the shirt was the one that brought in a loaded gun into a Family Dollar.
You got arrested and you didn't even get the shirt? You're the worst criminal I've ever seen.
No, now they get a shirt. I pulled a gun for a shirt, and all I got was this shirt out of it.
Anyway, I thought that'd be a fun way to end off the lightning round. And a reminder that next week will be on Danny's channel on October 15th, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I believe, Dan, it's the last one on your channel.
Last
for the
one on
year.
my channel. I cannot believe that it'll be over just like that.
You know what else is over? The lightning round. The lightning round is over. Oh. But you know what that leads into? Headlines. We got another graphic for that. Well, when it comes to headlines, we can do a really quick reckless speculation. It's a rumor that went out. Parker Kligerman could be starting 10 to 12 races at JRM, splitting a ride with Raja Karuth.
Wow.
Now it's NASCAR Central that brings it up. So
Do we know much about this page? Is it like a I see it every now and again. Is it real? Is it parody? I don't even know.
I think it's kind of trying to fit in the same vein as the Downforce one.
Because I know like there's the Centel that's like a NBA Central parody account, but this is like I see that like, oh, you're NASCAR Central, you're not NASCAR Centel.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm just sort of I'll wait and see if it happens because that's the same way I am with all the Downforce ones where it's like it seems kind of believable, but some of them have happened, but I don't know if I believe it or not.
I just think it'd be odd. So Junior Motorsports is going to have one shared car between Quapple and Zilich. That's been confirmed because that's Rodney Childers. Are they going to have a second shared car? I don't know. I feel like I know, the owners championship and all that, but you'd think they'd want more guys going for the drivers because then who's going for the drivers? Allgaier and Sammy Smith. And that's it.
I will say the only reason I bring it up is because other accounts then started running with it, which I was like,
it could be true.
Maybe there's some legs to it. Like I saw like even on Reddit too. And I was like, okay, like if it's all over the place, then sure we can cover it. Like I'll believe it when I see it. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me the way that it seems like Kligerman and McMurray seem to one way or another every other week try to avoid being in the Xfinity booth.
No, I'm all for it. Like I think even if it's part-time, I think Kligerman and Elite Xfinity equipment would be fun to watch. Like it was at Daytona. Like I think it'd be great. Like I could believe it from that standpoint. Junior likes giving guys those opportunities. I just think it'd be odd for half of JRM to be part-time drivers. You know what I mean? Like that's whatever's best for business, I guess.
Is there any like extra information on why Kvapil is going part-time? Like where did that come from?
It's got to be funding related, I guess.
That's what Junior was saying with sponsorship. Wasn't there just like at least for the full year. And I think also working on going to another team, but he wouldn't go further on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Other than that, thank you. Other than that, we do have actually some concrete stuff to talk about.
I prefer.
You want to talk about Steve O'Donnell?
I prefer talking about the dirt race at Bristol, actually, guys.
Steve wouldn't want. Have you seen that one? The parody of the Steve meme with the chicken jockey, where the guy goes, "Wait, Steve wouldn't have wanted this. You know what Steve would have wanted? For us to kill that minimum wage worker. Get him." No, but Steve O'Donnell was on Dale Jr. Download, and I'm gonna be honest, I had to listen to that shit on double speed because it was just like meandering. But a lot of stuff was in it, though, from horsepower to format stuff, schedule futures. So let's talk about the big one that we all, I think, are pretty excited with, and the chat's pretty excited with when they're not saying chicken jockey. And that is they're going up in horsepower at select tracks, as in tracks that are smaller than 1.5 miles, as well as road courses. So these tracks include Bowman Gray, Coda, Phoenix, Darlington, Martinsville, Bristol, Watkins Glen, Dover, Nashville, San Diego, Sonoma, Wilkesboro, Iowa, Richmond, New Hampshire, Gateway, and the Roval, because I've been everywhere, man. 21 races next year will be run with 750 horsepower. The 17 races that are not, the tracks that are not going to have a change, there's some obvious ones like Daytona, Atlanta, Talladega, as well as Vegas, Kansas, Texas, Charlotte, Michigan, Pocono, Chicagoland, Indianapolis, and Homestead.
I'm fine with this because honestly, those tracks that aren't going to this race fairly okay, in my opinion.
Indy could use it. Indy could use a little bit of help, but the rest of them are good.
I like it for the most part. I mean, I would like more. Obviously, I would be much more happy with like 900, but I know that this is a step.
I really love 750 at Nashville in particular because this will give us the best idea of if it would do better at a little bit bigger tracks, because yes, it isn't It isn't 1.5, but it's darn close to it. It's 1.35
It
or
races
something like that.
one. Like you're right. It races like one.
And Darlington too. That was what got me excited.
Yeah.
So when I had Steve O'Donnell on the show about 2 months ago, I asked him about the more horsepower, and he kind of regurgitated the same rumblings from over the summer that, we're looking at it, trying to figure out specifics. But he said, like, we're trying to figure out, does Phoenix count as like a short track or is it not? And that had me thinking like, damn, so like you'd only increase the horsepower for what, Martinsville and like Bristol, and that's it. So to hear them come out and say, no, not only are we also increasing it at Phoenix and New Hampshire, but Darlington and Nashville and Gateway, I'm like, oh, dang, this is more than I was expecting in June, July, August. So maybe this is a classic, under promise, over deliver type situation. And I'm now very excited. But I was pleasantly surprised to see how many tracks are getting the horsepower boost. I think it's great because when NASCAR started to decrease the horsepower, about 10 years ago, there were two main reasons. Yeah, there are two main reasons. One of them, we all know, they keep saying it. Hey, we need to cut costs, try to get more life out of the engines, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, maybe that worked, maybe that didn't. I don't know, but that's fair. Understandable. The second thing that they don't like to talk about as much is that they wanted the racing to be closer. And we saw that with the 550 horsepower package that didn't quite achieve what they were hoping for. The next gen was originally going to have 550. They wanted the racing to be closer, not necessarily better, just closer visually. The problem we've gotten to now is that with equal cars and drivers seeing the same data, basically driving equally, everything's too close. Everything's too equal now. So they need to course correct. That seems to be what this is. Better late than never. Hopefully it makes some amount of a difference. This combined with the softer tires Goodyear's been pushing, I'm optimistic. Will it move the needle dramatically? No, probably not, but it's a step in the right direction. So yeah, I'm this is cool. I'm happy about this.
I think if they can manage whatever points format change, they don't like totally bungle that in the off season. We have like a lot to be really, if they move on from this playoff format that just causes all this unnecessary drama, and we get a format that more people are on board with, and we have this 750 horsepower at more than half the tracks. There's a lot to be excited about in 2026. And like that off season and more practice, that off season is going to drag by because we're going to be getting pretty excited about what's to come.
True. It's the last time you could say that about going into a season 22.
Yeah. Like
I yearn to be like that excited again and week over week. So I'm for it. I want to read a few other things that he had talked about too. He had said really any more than 750 would add about $40 to $50 million in industry cost. And I think they've said similar. Denny Hamlin said similar things. He also said that moving it too much around could hurt the entry for Dodge as well as, and he name dropped Honda, by the way, which I found very interesting because they've been very coy with naming anyone but Dodge.
That
since
confirms that heavy conversations have happened.
Yeah, and the thing with Honda is, and they've talked about, is they're not going to do like both NASCAR and IndyCar. It's one or the other. So like NASCAR, I think is looking at this like we got to get this right. We have to get them in here. It would both help us a ton and hurt a main competitor.
I just wonder if Honda comes in, like, do they go for all series or one series? Because honestly,
they have to be in all.
Because their truck, the Ridgeline, doesn't look like a very, very typically similar aerodynamically truck compared to other trucks. It's hard for me to imagine what a Honda Ridgeline truck would look like.
The truck body is basically like the same thing except for like the nose for the most part. But the rule is that if you're in the Cup Series, you have to be in the two lower series. Okay. So they would be in.
Their truck, the Ridgeline, is a very rounded compared to others are more kind of like square-ish. So I'd just be curious how that would look.
And then a few other things is they're going to have an off-season test around the first week of December at North Wilkesboro. And that long-term NASCAR has actually looked at, since they have the platform figured out, at opening up the rule book more and letting the teams start to tinker more with things and sort of go back to what NASCAR has been.
Run what you brung.
That they brought that up. He was like, we offered it to him. They said no. I was like, he's not wrong. But I think that's something to be really excited for looking forward. just like with NASCAR, it's time for our weekly playoff format talk segment, but at least it comes from somebody who's pretty high up the ranks. O'Donnell
weight
addressed
to it. Yes.
Yeah, it does. O'Donnell addressed a good amount when it came to the format discussion. And you could definitely tell he was trying to touch all bases. So I guarantee you they have not fully decided this thing yet, because if you can tell he's trying to appease a lot. He said it is a daily conversation that they have in the NASCAR side of things, like in the building. I think he had said that between the format and the lawsuit, like half of the time that he would normally put towards work that would be towards the track and fans has been taken away in general, the NASCAR building, towards those two things. Which I think it kind of has shown a little bit. He says that, in his words, quote, he doesn't like that at the Daytona 500, the winner gets out and immediately talks playoffs. I mean, I'm a junior fan. And what was the first damn thing he said out of the car after he goes, we won the Daytona 500? The first thing he said was, we're in the chase. That was the first thing he said.
That's my issue with winning year, and I agree. The fact that, I mean, driver didn't even have to say it, but like Harrison Burton, that win we've talked about could have been celebrated for so many other reasons. Instead, you had people like me and many of us detracting because it's like, now he's taking up a playoff spot. Like now that I hate that becomes such a part of the narrative.
Yeah, you're right about the junior thing there in 2014, because it's like that's such a huge moment. You just won your second Daytona 500, a race that your dad tried to get. It took 20 years to win one, and you just got two of them. And the first thing you think of is, wow, you're in the playoffs.
Well, and it's funny. So we're talking about the winning year, and on this side, down on the other side of O'Donnell's mouth, he said that he loves the winning in and would defend it to the end, because he loves the drama.
This.
And I'm just
like this, because it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Pick a
so
lane.
Talking out of both sides of it here a little bit. Now he also did say he recognizes that the format reduces star power and has the ability to drive away both young and current drivers.
Carl Edwards.
That's one. I mean, there's been those rumors about like Kyle Larson too, is somebody who might not stick around as long if he doesn't think it's worth it. But he even brought up, he's like, I don't want to have a teenager or a kid that's coming up the ranks and looks at NASCAR and sees the championship and says, oh, I can be good all year and it's just a crapshoot. See, so it's interesting. I like what he's saying, but that's kind of like the other thing I'm thinking in the back of my head is like, he's saying all the right things, but we haven't had any action yet in any of these. Like we confirmed the 750 horsepower. So we had action there, because he also brought up that to him and to NASCAR, the most important aspect is that the drivers buy in, that the championship's legitimate.
Right now you have a couple outspoken who don't. Keselowski, Bell, who questioned Hamlin's questioned it, although I don't think he's not necessarily pro 36 races, but he's at least like, questioning the current.
Hamlin, I don't think knows what to like, because he's lost it in every way possible. So
Hamlin drove me crazy on his podcast this weekend, because he just said some things that were just,
he goes everywhere
wrong.
Now to kind of finish it off, there were two big points that I think fans can probably agree on a lot. One is that he says that NASCAR fans are not like football fans, whereas a football fan would like a wild card like the 2007 Giants winning the Super Bowl instead of the 17-0 Patriots. The NASCAR fans don't want to see somebody who's been just skirting it by and then goes to win a championship kind of thing, which is kind of funny, because I know there's been a few mouthpieces over the last 2 days who have been bringing up that side of it. So again, I don't know what to read here, because in a lot of, like, I've seen people pick and choose out of this. Like I saw Gluck put a bunch of stuff up, and if you read just Gluck's tweet on it, it's like, oh man, 36 races is coming back, baby. Like everything he said points at 36 races. But on the other end, it's like, it just seems like a revised like playoff, like a 3-3-4 or whatever. Like, because you can, he's politicking, in my opinion.
Sure. And
Dale
if you
Jr.
have,
gets him to say a little bit more, but he's politicking.
but if you keep the playoff format, so much of what he's saying, like that he doesn't like, will still be around, won't it?
Yeah.
Like he's talking out of both sides of his mouth. Yeah, he's politicking. He's trying to appease everybody, but until they do something, what difference does any of this make? It's just all that's all they got right now is just talking.
It was a little odd that he even did this this interview. I felt like it was obvious he was there to announce the horsepower thing, and that coincided with the press release and all that. And it's like, okay, great. Like that's a big PR win for NASCAR. But then he's there with Junior for however long, like an hour plus. And it's like, well, now you got to hit all these other issues. And some of them aren't going to be wins. Some of them, frankly, he has no answer for, because he's also made it clear, NASCAR's made it clear, we're not announcing anything new until this season is over, which is
I agree with that.
probably the right call. But they've also kind of put themselves in a tough box by opening this door to now it's all fans can talk about, so they've kind of put themselves in an awkward spot. But yeah, I'm just surprised he sat down for this whole interview. If they wanted to just announce the horsepower, do a 10-minute hit and bada bing, bada boom, take your win and get out.
do a Zoom interview,
Yeah.
Like, so there's, I agree with him on the waiting part, because if you announce it right now, right, the last bit of the year, I'm going to make videos. We're going to have people making tweets, other people making videos, Reddit posts, all that of like, well, under next year's championship format, so-and-so wouldn't have made it this far. Or, well, under this format next year at the full season, then so-and-so would be competing. And I get that. On the other end, and I saw people bring this point up, is that the more and more you're like, we don't want to deal, they don't say delegitimize a lot of the time the championship. They say delegitimize the playoffs and the playoff champion. And I'm like, well, if you just barely skirt a few things, like people are still going to criticize the same way. And back, like there has to be some kind of major overhaul with it. Like I feel like at this point, the two options are either 36 or 334. Like I feel like those are the two options now.
Maybe there's a 5-5 or something.
Maybe,
I'm not going to say that's dead in the water or anything like that, but I think you're probably right. Something along those lines are what they're going to be forced to pick between. I don't know. It's just, I tweeted something this week, and it's frustrating that, let me put it this way. I think it's great that NASCAR is clearly trying to listen to the fans, and they're being fairly transparent about this committee, about where their thought process is. But doing this all at the end of the year, it's created some of the loudest, just dumbest discourse on social media now, because everyone now wants to have their say. They know the sport's listening, and as a result, all those loud voices are kind of overshadowing what we're seeing on the track Sunday to Sunday, and that's why it's so exhausting. And I've just seen so many dumb debates, like you kind of alluded to earlier, Jarrett. Like I see, from some folks, you can call them the mouthpieces, if you will. Oh, the NFL has playoffs, so NASCAR should too. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to need a better argument than that at this point. Or like I'd mentioned Denny Hamlin. Yeah, fundamentally, he was wrong on his podcast this week. He kept saying, oh, because Chastain and Logano had earned the same number of playoff points this season, it was like the regular season didn't matter. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? It means they just had an equal regular season. If one of them had been better in the regular season, they would have had more playoff points, and it wouldn't have been a clusterfuck on the last lap. So he's just wrong, So I see, or Mark Martin's tweet. I know we love Mark Martin here, but his tweet, real racers don't do playoffs. Okay, so now you're just taking shots at people. I'm just like, even the people we respect.
Yep.
I respect Denny Hamlin. I respect Mark Martin. I respect Michael Waltrip. The discourse has gotten so dumb at this point. It's exhausting. And so
that's
now
why we opened it up like we did tonight. That's exactly why we did.
I kind of wish NASCAR maybe a few weeks ago, maybe over the summer even, had announced that there would be a new format for next year and just made it official then, so it could have fizzled out by Daytona, by August, September Daytona. And then we could just play this year out as is and go from there. But they waited too long that now they have to see it through until November. Which
I'll just always say a driver who comes to my mind when we have this playoff talk is David Rudiman. And in 2010, David Rudiman had one win at Chicagoland. He had 6 top 5s and 9 top 10s. And you know what? Most people would just tell you that was a good season for David Rudiman. And everyone was very happy that he got that win at Chicagoland. But at the end of the year, do you know where he finished in the standings?
16th, right?
18th.
18th. Damn.
He finished 18th. So I'm glad he won his race. But would any of you guys have said that he deserved to be fighting for a championship just because of that?
Nope.
No. And same thing with Jamie McMurray. Had a phenomenal season in 2010. He won 3 races, but he didn't make the top 12 that year, so he wasn't competing for a championship. So just winning a few races isn't good enough. And if we want to have the football has playoffs conversation, again, I love college football. And I personally, even though my Tennessee Vols don't like Nico Imaliava, I was laughing my butt off seeing them beat Penn State and kind of helping eliminate them from playoff contention. But do I think UCLA now suddenly should be up there in contention themselves just because they had lost 4 games and they beat a big team like that? No. So that's a similar comparison, in my opinion.
I wasn't trying to open up a new playoff.
No.
debate. I was just pointing out that, like, by teasing us like O'Donnell and folks keep doing, it's just created an even louder discourse that is overshadowed. That was all I was really trying to get at.
I will say that's what's bugged me this week is like any show that I normally listen to, whether it be people who are pro, playoff, 36, whatever. All of them within the first 10 minutes were starting to debate playoffs and just ignored the damn race. And then talked about how the other side ignores the damn race when that's all they did. Like this week, I turned off the teardown after 5 minutes. I love that show. I listen to it every week. I know people have their thing with agreeing with Gluck or Bianchi or whatever. I like that they differ in opinion. It's fun to listen to for me. I'm done with the debate part. We don't debate it anymore on here. We might bring, like Danny brought something up, and that's a good point. We don't really debate on here because we've said everything that needs to be said.
Exactly.
Yeah. So in light of that, let's move on to a little bit less of stuff that might be battlegrounds, to what he said to finish off the show there with the schedule. He said a lot of the good things that you want to hear, like we left people behind. It's time to invest more in the Southern base, which I feel like they've been doing for like the last 5 years.
Yeah.
But rebuilding burnt bridges, get that. He did bring up an interesting point that in previous negotiations for TV deals, different networks were like urging them to get rid of Martinsville and Darlington and all the small markets and just build tracks near like New York and Chicago and Los Angeles. And they're like, O'Donnell's like, we can't do that. Right. We cannot get rid of these tracks. They almost did in the 2000s. If it wasn't for Craven Bush, Darlington might not be on the schedule. Martinsville was rumored in 2004 to be cut down to 1, possibly no races. Rockingham, Wilkesboro were gone. So like they did go down that path a bit. But he also brought up that they still want to do different outreach things, like going to Mexico or Canada or San Diego, Chicago. Just not at the expense of Darlington, Martinsville, Bristol, tracks like that. And then, and on top of that, they brought up that it seems like they're going to have a very long-term plan with rotating the finale, regardless of format. Cool. There's a lot of excitement for both Chicagoland and Homestead. They brought up they're going to be spending probably a few million more than was announced about Chicagoland. Like I noticed, I think at least what the website said is like all of the infield is going to have electrical hookups, which, believe it or not, like I don't think any of them, or at least a very few did. We didn't. We had to bring a generator every year. And I tell you what, sleeping next to a window, I woke up feeling amazing that next morning. I was like, I feel great. I feel light. So I'm glad we don't have to do that anymore. I don't have to huff fumes while I sleep. But brought up that they might do a back and forth, like, we talked about with the Roval and the Oval for Charlotte, of maybe doing that with the street race in Chicago and Chicagoland. I'm personally biased. I'm biased, so I won't, but I get it. I take my bias aside. I understand it. But he said there's a big push, though, that they might just do them both in the same year, that they'll just build it up. They'll build up the market with the street race and try and siphon that to Chicagoland, which could mean maybe Chicagoland would be in September again. I personally like it in the summer, but I get why people would. I'll say this. I'm fine with it a little later in the year. Just don't put it during football season and the closing of baseball season, because Chicago won't care.
I still say move that street race around the different markets, in my opinion. There's some markets I would love to have a reason to go to for NASCAR. And New Orleans is one that comes to my mind. I think a race in Louisiana sounds fun. Having gone to Denver for the Titans Broncos game at the beginning of the year, Denver is probably the easiest place to fly to. You can fly to their airport and then take a train right into downtown. That would be so convenient if they had a downtown Denver race.
That sounds.
to
I
be
mean, I
done.
know they've pushed for Denver for a while, so that
He's saying all the right things.
now with the Homestead side of it, they've put. Apparently they put huge renovations into the track, and the way
A new
O'Donnell put
billboard.
it, well, maybe. Well, the way O'Donnell put it is basically like if you went to Homestead for the finale in 2019, you're not going to recognize the way the track looks in 2026.
Oh, well, now that's a
I mean,
statement. Okay.
More banking.
I'll say this: when we went in the track, I was surprised how run down it seemed in there. And talking with John, who grew up basically going to that track, he was like, "Yeah, like they haven't done anything to it since like 2006." So I like that because if the city, from what it sounds like, and NASCAR are going to invest that much in Chicagoland and Homestead, I like it means that both of those probably have a pretty good runway. They're not going to spend millions of dollars, I don't think, on a permanent track to just not do it, race there or show up anymore. So that's something I think a lot of people will like. And apparently it sounds like the industry is ecstatic to go back to Homestead for the finale. And it's not just because it's a better track than Phoenix racing wise, but just more everything from the culture to the, well, it sounds like Homestead and Miami both are really wanting to push the NASCAR championship.
If Champions Week is any indication, it sounds like this year they're gonna have it in Scottsdale almost immediately after. So now whoever is the big market for a championship sounds like they'll just get the Champions Week ceremonies now too. It feels like
Homestead just fit, man. Like, and maybe it's because I grew up with it. I totally understand that because I know a lot of people say Atlanta, but just, I mean, I remember being at Gordon's last win. And after, when he yelled, "We're going to Homestead," like it always fit to me. Like Homestead, where it's the home stretch, everything about it. The racing was awesome. Finishing under the lights, usually, like it worked for me. And my driver was only in contention for one of those championships I ever watched at Homestead. Like I had no dog in the fight. It was just pure vibes for me, basically. At the end of the year, I'm so excited for Homestead. Plus, this car race is so good there.
Exactly. Start and finish the year in Florida, but don't end at Daytona. That's there you go. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. How long until one of these this revolving door of finale tracks? When we get in that Daytona,
Don't say it, Michael.
Bookend the season, Daytona.
I would only be okay ending at Daytona if we had like 36 race points.
That's the only way.
I brought that up this week.
Only way you could do it.
I brought this up this week and I got ratioed, but I want to tell you something. I don't think I've had as many former and current drivers like a tweet of mine in a long time than that tweet. I'll just say one of them. Mark Martin liked that tweet. I was just like, Mark.
We just established Mark Martin doesn't always show the best judgment on social media.
No, he likes my tweets.
This is not my
clearly does not have good judgment.
This is not my first, second, 10th. Like, this is not one of my top picks. I don't want a super speedway, even with 36 races. It's palatable with me with 36 races because I just think it's NASCAR. They have to have some entertainment twist to it. They can't help themselves.
Atlanta, I'd
be down.
Stomach.
I'd be down.
Not Daytona or Talladega. Not for the finale.
Talladega. I mean, Talladega, if too many people, watch, and granted,
I used to make Daytona the finale in my stop motion series. That should tell you how chaotic it can be.
I used to make it on Thunder 04 when I'd pick the schedule for my season mode. I'd be like, let's just start and end the season at Daytona. I could totally
36
see
Daytonas.
I could totally see NASCAR though marketing that like start and end the season here. Even if there's not a championship, it's still an explosive way to end the year. 150,000 people showing up for the finale. It's like, I mean, it's crazy, but I'm saying it for years. I could see it happening, especially if they do 36. They have to have something, but that's neither here nor there. We're getting off topic. Eric, you want to lead us into our last little bit of news stuff for fun? Let's go to NASCAR.
Yeah, we'll touch on some NASCAR real quick. I know we're running long tonight, but there's been a few things in the past week. The main things, NASCAR filed a motion for summary judgment. Essentially, they're trying one last chance to get the judge to rule on the case without it going to trial. They cited a few familiar arguments. Yeah, they're solid arguments. At this point, though, I don't see the judge who's been hesitant to rule on, say, the most recent injunction, for example, who keeps trying to get them to deliberate and mediate and settle. I don't see him ruling on this himself unilaterally. I think he's willing to let this go to a jury if push comes to shove. But more importantly, I would say we could zero in on the two sides maybe being as close to the negotiating table as they've been in years. So apparently back in August, the court ordered them to go to a mediator. It was this man named Jeffrey Mishkin. This was in August. They talked. They couldn't come to a deal. Both sides did not agree, obviously. Now, this week, NASCAR filed basically asked the judge, hey, can you order another mediation session? But this time, can you include a judge? Can we have a judge kind of give us a second opinion, let's say? The teams pushed back, said, no, we like talking to this Jeffrey Mishkin guy. We already have made some good headway with him. If we're going to mediate, if we're going to try to settle, let's just pick up where we left off. The judge today, I believe, said, okay, I will order a new settlement conference, but you're going to have to deal with that Jeffrey Mishkin guy again. Also, I'm going to be there. So we kind of met him in the middle. He said, okay, I will be the judge, but this other arbitrator, Mishkin, will be there as well. So October 21st.
Judge, I'll be your judge.
October 21st, 2311 Racing, Front Row Motorsports, and NASCAR are going to sit down with a guy named Jeffrey Mishkin, the former chief legal officer of the NBA, and Judge Kenneth Bell, and they're going to talk about a settlement. They're going to try to reach some sort of agreement, and if they don't, court date is December 1st. All hell is going to break loose. So we'll see. Their backs are up against a wall now. It's starting to feel real. You have the owners writing letters to the courtroom saying, hey, we don't want to be witnesses in this case. We want this to be settled so it doesn't impact our business. We don't all come crashing down. So we'll see if there's enough pressure now for them to actually get some sort of resolution done.
I'm going to pressure you guys now. Yes or no? Do they settle?
No.
I say no.
The 2311 side of things, they seem very
they seem out for blood.
Yeah,
that I agree with.
I think Front Row is willing to go on their own separate settlement, but 2311 is not.
But aren't they tied together though?
Twist. Yeah, I don't know if that's allowed.
but can they? Do they have to stay tied to this? Can they get out of it? I don't know.
I don't know.
They would.
So I agree with what you both said. I do think at this point it feels like it reads like NASCAR are the ones who are like, hey guys, let's try this again. Let's try. Whereas the teams are like, well, if this goes to court, it goes to court. Shoot, like Michael Jordan's probably over here. I've lost more in a game of darts than I did on this lawsuit. Yeah, poker. No, I don't. I mean, this is real money. This is real stakes. I'm not trying to make it sound trivial to them. It matters. I think I'll be the contrarian here. I'll be the optimist. I think they do settle. I think they reach some sort of agreement before December 1st.
So I want to know, because we kind of went they're out for blood route. Like, what's the reasoning then? Like, why do you think they will settle?
Because I think it's obvious why NASCAR wants to not go to court. Let me put it that way. I don't think the France family wants to open up their books. I don't think they want that all. So much of what's been found in the discovery period, some of which has already trickled out and created tension in the garage. Imagine that times 5 potentially. Like it's going to be awkward. It's going to be uncomfortable. And at worst, it could be earth shattering and completely transform the way NASCAR is run. Obviously, the France family doesn't want to risk that. I say so because there was something in Jeffrey Kessler's statement today, the lawyer who represents the two teams. He said something in his statement today. I don't have the quote in front of me, but he essentially said, our objective from the beginning has always been clear. We seek stability and growth opportunity for all the teams. And that's the first time like that I've heard it simply spelled out. To me, that reads, hey, if you make our charters permanent, we might be able to meet in the middle somewhere. That sounds like, hey, if you meet us on this, if you see this one thing, if Jim France, if you say, all right, figure out how to write it down, charters are permanent. If you give us that one thing, then this all might go away. That's what that told me, which again suggests, okay, the teams might be willing now to settle to some degree. That's how I read it, but I'm probably oversimplifying it. So who knows? But
I think NASCAR sees it as, especially as they're losing, is if they lose, it's pretty much mutually assured destruction. Like if they lose, books are going to be opened. Dirt's going to be all over the place. The sport's going to change forever. Teams, no matter what, then will take a huge, huge loss. Even with the win, they will. It's like Judge Bell said, they will lose. So I think NASCAR is like scared. I think for that stuff to get out. I'm just wondering because I think the teams now, and especially based on the texts and what they've said, not Jeffrey Kessler, but just like Michael Jordan, Denny Hamlin, the way Hamlin talks about it publicly on social media on his show, I think they see it as personal. And that's why I say out for blood. Like, I don't think they're going to be thinking as rationally. It's up for Jeffrey Kessler to be the one to think rationally. And who knows?
He has a big win on his resume with the NCAA. So he's out here throwing his big dick around saying, I'm in charge here.
I'm leaning towards, and I think about it some more. I think that they will settle. And the reason I think that they'll settle from 2311's behalf, Bubba, I feel, is too tied to 2311 to really go take another ride anywhere else at this point in his career. I also just don't see him just being like, number one, I got to sign this guy right now. He's good, but I don't think that every team is going to be like, I need Bubba Wallace on my team. But then there's Riley Herbst, and it's like, okay, you just have money. You have enough funding. You can be fine to race somewhere. You'll get in somewhere if something happened. But they don't want to lose Tyler Reddick. He is someone that they went through the moon to try to get him out of RCR early. And if all of a sudden they're in a situation where he says, guys, I've got to have a chartered team to race for, and I will go find something, that puts him in a situation, okay, we need to stop this. We need to not let this happen. And Tyler Reddick is the sole driver I think would cause them to drop all of this.
That's fair.
I just like from the way that everyone with 2311 has spoken about this for the last few months, like, oh, everything's going to come out December 1st. Everything is going to be revealed. Like, it seems like they want to drag them through the mud. Like, they've got some axe to grind. NASCAR, I have no doubt they want to settle this thing, but it seems they are hell bent. 2311 is, we want, like, let's go to court. We're going to go down in like a ball of fire. Whatever happens, happens. That's the vibe that I get.
I think every single one of us made a very valid point right here, which is to say, who knows what's going to happen?
I know what's going to happen now on the show. We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun on this one. Woohoo!
This is fun. We're having fun.
All right, let's go to our prediction segment. How about we start off with that one, if I can find how I put it. So, of course, with the predictions, each host will make 2 motorsports or show-related predictions, and we will try to keep track of them every week and try to keep them relatively concise, though we play fast and loose with that. Danny said the 8 drivers currently in the playoffs before the Roval will retain their positions, and that Austin Hill will make the Xfinity Series Final 4.
Wow.
Balance.
So one of these coming up for Eric, I didn't know. I figured you would have told me if you saw it, and I can change it.
I might have forgot. We'll see. What is this?
A Cup playoff driver will spin in turn 7 at the Roval. I don't remember, but if so, the chat will let us know. He also said only one Penske driver gets past the round of 12. A Hendrick car gets eliminated in the round of 12, and Chase Briscoe will get a top 10 at the Roval.
This is a rough one. Wait, where did Briscoe? He was like 12th, right?
Yeah, he finished like 12th.
Or 14th, maybe. Ah, gosh.
He was like,
what a rough one.
He was right outside of it, I believe. 14th, yeah. And then me. Nothing came off the board, which at this point is positive for me. On the year, Danny leads with 37.14. Eric at 32.92.
Cratered my percentage. Dang it.
32.88. Just saying, if Danny is craters, we're all under a blanket again. All time, I still lead at 38.18. Danny at 33.33 repeating, and Eric at 32.09. So Danny leads us off.
Joe Logano will make the championship 4.
I knew that was coming.
Why don't you just announce him as, the next president? He's just going to win it all, I guess.
Yeah, where the hell is the 22 shirt? I don't see a Bowman fan when I look at this guy with the T on
I
his
would
head.
never ever wear that gaudy yellow and red. I will wear my gaudy Tennessee orange all day, but I will never wear mustard and ketchup.
Danny, what do you think of that gaudy green ally scheme? Did you see that?
I'm all right with it. Go for it, Chick Hicks.
There's another pickle on the track.
That's Pickle Rick.
Do I go next?
Yes.
Sorry. Okay. Shoot, where'd my notes go? I'll go all in on Toyota this week. My first prediction, I think Christopher Bell will be above the cut line after Las Vegas.
Okay. Well, I'll go my first one for next year. NASCAR will award points for laps led in 2026.
I hope so. At
that'd
least
be
for
cool.
most laps led. Yeah.
I think it'll be part of it. Yeah, they might keep stage points. They probably will. But I think awarding more points in different ways, they'll probably find ways.
I would trade fastest lap point for laps led point.
Yeah.
Same.
I'd keep both if they could, but I'd take laps led, definitely.
My turn, I guess.
Yes, it is.
I'm just thinking the last time I said that Legacy was going to win a race within either this year or next year. They're going to need to step up quite a ways in the offseason. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not feeling too good about that at the moment. Anyway, Joey Logano will not make the Final Four.
Ooh. We have
There's my
clashing
prediction.
worldviews here.
He did it just to spite Danny Ballbuster.
Danny Ballbuster. Who's busted balls now?
I kind of alluded to this one earlier, but now I'll go ahead and lock it in. SVG will not lose a road course racing cup until he reaches at least 10 wins.
Okay.
It's a bold one. No layups.
Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah. So I said I'm going all in on Toyota this weekend. Kansas sold me. They were so fast in that race. I think Toyota sweeps the weekend, as in they win the Xfinity and Cup race.
Interesting.
I don't even know. Is there ARCA? I don't even know. If there is, that doesn't
I think
count.
there's
Although
season-
Oh yeah. Well, what about like ARCA West? I guess they don't run the big tracks.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Nope. They wouldn't be at Vegas, I don't think.
Yeah, they
They'd
might do
probably be
the
at Bull Ring.
Yeah, they'll be at the Bull Ring or something. But no, yeah, just Xfinity Cup. Anyway.
I'll go with this one because it seems like every other year this happens. I will say that for Martinsville and Phoenix, they will have different winners. There will not be somebody winning the last two races like we've seen in years past. So I think there will be different winners for Martinsville and Phoenix this year.
It's not a layup, but man, okay. I mean, that's
Yeah, there's a Geiger's coming, but Patrick Mahomes. He's like you go in the maze, and you're like, oh, it's my friend Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I predict somebody won't win 2 races in a row. What a hot take! I mean,
who doesn't lose 2 in a row usually is Patrick Mahomes.
Not here lately.
I'm gonna go for crowd approval. 36 race point structure in 2026.
Jack just gives him a here.
If I wasn't copyright struck with using it, I'd play Ode to Joy. Well, that was fun. Let's have some more fun, and by that I mean let's banish the chat from Eric, Michael, and Danny's.
There you
feeds.
go, Michael. Wait,
Bye,
we're
Jen.
in.
I've been waiting for this.
See you in a few minutes.
Of the week. So
read that score, Jared. I'm on a hot streak.
the score, yes, the score. The score on the year right now, in total, is Eric 32, Danny 29. The biggest lead we've had, I think, ever.
Say that again. What did you just say?
The biggest lead we've had
The
ever.
biggest lead we've ever seen? Wow.
Eric Estep is beating Mr. 5 drivers he forgot about himself, folks.
Well, Eric has 4 of the last 5, including the last 3 in a row, with last week getting
SVG.
BJ McLeod. The week before, Bob Flock. Week before that, Rich Bickle. And then 2 weeks before that, Mike Dillon. Danny has one of these, being Sterling Marlin. And also, Guest and I are tied 6-6. So let's get it going here. This random driver is Virginia native.
Did you say Virginia? You cut out for a split second.
Virginia, yes.
Okay.
Virginia native. Let's see. This would be a fun one. See how often people listen to my stories on here. Actually, a piece of this random driver sheet metal is right across my office right now.
Been a minute since I've been in there to know what you've got.
Oh, I have no idea what's in his
Well,
office.
that's not fair. You've been over his house.
You think I paid attention to all the stuff he had in there? He's got a lot.
Some of the stuff Danny gave me that's in my office. Looking at that giant Dale Jr. poster that takes up the entire length of the ceiling.
Oh, yeah. How about that?
This random driver won 36 races in 7 years of late model competition. This random driver was a former analyst for NASCAR on ESPN. Danny, do you got it? I feel like you have it.
Hermie Sadler?
Hermie Sadler? Hermie Sadler is. Why is it muted?
The suspense.
Incorrect.
Oh, that was a good guess. Damn.
It was a good guess. Good pull.
He should be eliminated now. That was his one guess. He's not allowed to guess again.
Okay.
This random driver finished 33rd in their first career Cup start at Martinsville Speedway.
That still would have made me think him, honestly.
This random driver's first Cup start was actually a day after they broke their ankle. So first Cup start on a broken ankle. So tough as nails. This random driver's first Cup season was 1996. Derek got one?
Let me just say Elliott Sadler. Let's waste a second one on another Sadler.
Fair enough.
This random driver's last Cup season was 2012.
Jeff Burton.
Jeff Burton. That's the guess. And
damn it.
It is wrong. Do you guys want some numbers? And you can take the notes and copy them down.
Wait, his last season was 2012 and what? Just
Cup.
period or Cup?
Cup.
Cup, okay.
Yes. All right. This random driver ran the numbers 09, 4, 9, 14, 16, 17, 19, 21, 28, 40, 46, 49, 59, 60, 64, 71, 74, 86, and 92.
Is that in NASCAR like across the board or just Cup?
Yes.
Okay.
NASCAR across the board.
You said they were with ESPN?
Yes.
Oh, Jeff Burton wasn't on ESPN. What's wrong with me?
I can't think of a single driver analyst that was on ESPN. I am brain dead right now. What is going on?
Did you say, did they drive a 2?
A 2. No. They had 92. And 21 and 28. But no 2. This random driver ran for these manufacturers: Chevrolet, Ford, Dodge, Pontiac, and Toyota.
Everything.
Pretty much.
Over the course of 16 years.
Can I hear those numbers just one more time? I just want to make sure I had them.
09, 4, 9, 14, 16, 17, 19, 21, 28, 40, 46, 49, 59, 60, 64, 71, 74, 86, and 92. This random driver led all but 2 laps in his first Truck Series win.
The chat's gotten it by now, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This random driver was the 1998 Truck Series most popular driver.
Can't say no much about 98 trucks.
This random driver ran multiple Truck Series seasons for the Wood Brothers.
I'm mad I don't know this.
What did he drive? Most popular driver. And it's someone, I mean, he's got like 50 different car numbers.
Yeah.
So he was in that truck for a while, but then he just.
This random driver finished a career high of 9th in the Busch Series points in 2002. This random driver only had one career top 10 finish at the Cup level. It was the 2001 Daytona 500.
That eliminates. I was about to say Ricky Craven because I remember he was on ESPN. Took me all this time, but I don't think you didn't put 32 as one of the numbers, so never mind.
This random driver started front row in the 2001 Daytona 500.
Oh man, that should be good. I don't know.
This random drive. By the way, we have like I think 4 clues left. This random driver's
They aren't
crew
going to help.
for the 2001 Cup season was a young kid by the name of Chad Knaus.
Stacy Compton.
Stacy Compton.
Yeah!
Correct.
That is revenge, folks.
He got it.
Redemption is mine.
Well played.
And Michael, I want to congratulate you first for getting your revenge, but second, you have now broke a long-standing tie between the guest and Jarrett at 6. It is now the guest 7, Jarrett 6.
Well done.
Well played. So
That's a good pull.
I want to also make
I was
it
so stressed.
I want to make it very well known. I had this driver picked out weeks before Michael had confirmed for this episode. Like even before we knew he was coming on, I'm like, all right, I have Stacy Compton, October 8th.
Who do you have picked out for next week?
Careful there, Chris. The other 3 clues were none of us have tweeted about this random driver. This random driver made 89 Cup starts, 173 Xfinity, and 158 truck. And then I was just going to try and give a good, easy one. This random driver's last name is in the title of a popular NWA song.
Straight out of Compton.
So, 2012 is last year in Cup. What would he have drove in?
74 car.
Yeah, I was going to say the 74. Wasn't it like all black?
Yeah, I think it was sponsorless too.
Was it just the Mike Harmon car?
No, not
Mike
Harmon.
Compton owned it.
Was it a
Yeah, he drove for himself.
Yeah,
but when I think of him in the Truck Series, wasn't the team owned by like Jeff Weiler or something like that? They were sponsored by Safe Light? That red, black, and white truck. That's what the 60. That's what I think of. Not the Wood Brothers.
I had to make it at least a little difficult. But congrats, redemption for Michael.
Danny Ballbuster didn't get me this week.
And it breaks a 3-week stretch for Eric winning. Danny needs to get next week or he'll be out of the last 5 weeks. So we'll find out that next week. Let's go.
I have a prediction that Eric won't be leading at the end of the year. So I'm in jeopardy of that coming off the board very soon.
Well, it's a bit of a gamble, just like going to Viva Las Vegas, going to Sin City this weekend. A few notes to start us off here. Catherine Legg will be in the 78 Live Fast Cup car. Daniel Hemrick in the 11 for Colleague and Xfinity. Same with Corey Day in the 17 Hendrick Xfinity car. Al Mirola in the 19 for JGR. Trevor Bayne for Sam Hunt Racing in the 24. And on Sunday, the Grand Marshal is Glenn Powell. So if you're sick of him being everywhere, he will be on your NASCAR broadcast. The Xfinity race is the Focus Health 302, 201 laps, 45, 45, 111 are the stage splits. 7:30 p.m. Eastern time is the start time on the CW and PRN and the Sirius NASCAR XM radio. AJ Allmendinger, your defending winner, so we will get a new winner. This time around, 84 and mostly sunny with a 15% chance of rain. For all the fear-mongering that Reddit did about that hurricane possibly hitting, it's going to be nowhere close. At least none of the rain will. Sunday, the South Point 400, 267, 80, 85, 102, the stage splits. 5:30 p.m. Eastern time start for this race. So a late Sunday start. Going to be dipping in that Sunday Night Football window, but on USA Network and the NBC Sports app, as well as PRN and the Sirius NASCAR XM radio. Joey Logano is your defending winner of this race, and it'll be 77, sunny, and a 0% chance of rain for the Cup race. You love to see it. Pick points. Some chunks were taken out of my lead this week. I'm leading by 27 over Eric with 509 points for me, 28 over the chat, and 39 over Danny. I believe I'm still, because there's only 2 races, I'm still a race worth ahead this week, but
Better than the 52 I was last week.
Well, I need to build up my lead heading into Talladega because that is the true wild card with it being a triple header this year. So with that being said, let's head on into the picks. And Michael's going to start us off with the winner of the NASCAR Xfinity Series race this week.
Zilich. That's it. Connor Zilich.
The graphic wasn't even off the screen yet.
I've got to I came up with a little bit of something to, just because that's okay. The low hanging fruit. Stacey Compton was a commentator on ESPN.
Yeah,
Never mind.
Yep.
Anyway, it's his second race here. He led. I think we were all kind of surprised when he led laps at Vegas here in the springtime. That was like kind of okay. He could do this oval thing, so he is going to have a much better understanding of ovals now, and that's why Zilich.
Eric Almirola.
Good pick. I would have picked him if I had him.
Chad, who you got?
Who's the chat? I feel like they're going to go with the 7.
I'm seeing a lot of 41 and 7.
Oh, there's a lot of 7s.
Oh, ton of
7.
I think they're going Allgaier, the one that literally has been picked every single week this year by somebody.
Jarrett, scratch him off your list. I got your boy this week, Brandon Jones.
Surprisingly not on my list this week.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Ruh-roh. I'm going to go Sam Mayer.
Oh, chat. He took the one you guys backed out on.
I got faith in Mayer to do pretty well. Whenever I pick him, he usually finishes like 2nd or 3rd or out. So it's a bit of a gamble, but we're in Vegas. So who's going to suck in the Cup race?
Who did I pick? Crap. Who did I pick? Oh man, I'm on the spot.
Michael.exe has stopped working.
Yeah, it stopped working. Yeah.
Just say Kyle Busch.
Okay, well that's also low hanging fruit. I got to come up with something a little bit more original than that. I swear to God, I had a pick.
Just pick a
I remember. Bubba is not good here. He's got one top 5 out of like a lot of races. I actually did some stat digging, and I'm glad I remembered that. Bubba, yeah.
He has as many top 5s as punches thrown. Danny.
I think this could be the one that is the biggest reason he doesn't make a championship 4 appearance. Chase Elliott.
Chat. They going Gibbs.
I think they might be going Gibby. Gibbs or Bush.
That's just not nice. Gibby's a nice guy.
To the guest.
I'm on full haterade mode. Joey Logano.
Ooh. Well, I'll take low-hanging fruit then. I'll go Kyle Busch.
Cool.
Welcome home. Dark horse picks.
Dark horse. Crap, I should have wrote this down. Dark horse. Can I go Josh Berry?
Yeah.
A sweep of the Vegases.
I think that'd be popular.
That's completely fair because this is the one thing we're allowed to repeat on, and I'm also going with Josh Berry.
I think the chat might be going with Josh Berry too.
I would take Ross Chastain. He's got a really good average finish here the last few years.
I'll go with this teammate for a top 10 SVG.
Solid. I
Which
thought about
for
Daniel
me-
Suarez. Fun fact, Daniel Suarez has finished second, I believe, in the last 2 Las Vegas races.
He's good.
I tell you what, I was thinking about SVG, but we got a thing on the screen. Never mind.
I clicked it right when you started. I'm like, oh,
You could have
we're
finished
too
your
late
point.
now.
I'm
Well,
sorry. No,
okay.
no.
I went to Vegas last year. SVG was out back racing with Jimmy. They were battling it out hard for about 30th all day. It was pretty. That was the only competition. I'm like, Jimmy, how far have you fallen?
I should ask, now with how much SVG's progressed is who's a better oval racer now in NASCAR, SVG or Jimmy Johnson?
Bro, you really gonna do that to me?
Who has more in the last year, 2 years? Who in the
Jimmy
last
finished third
3
at
years?
Daytona?
Who in the last 3 years has more top 10s at non-super speedway ovals?
You know
Jimmy or
the answer.
SVG?
You know the answer to that. You don't have to answer it for you.
I had to poke the bear a little bit, man. So who's your pick to win?
He's now an ice ball buster.
Yeah. I thought I'd come on here and I get like treated a little bit nicer. Larson is going to be the winner. He's going to break the drought. He's getting closer and closer the last few weeks. Secure a spot in the Final Four, Larson.
It's a good pick.
Is he
Joe
going to do it?
Log.
Oh, he is.
God.
I give you credit, man. You are going all in on it, and I respect.
Joe Log wins.
You broke Eric. Eric EXE is not working.
Bad pick.
Great pick. D pick.
Chat, who you got?
This is the chat got.
Oh, no, don't do it, chat.
I think they're gonna. Are they going Bell?
I'm seeing a lot of 20s.
They're taking my guy. Oh,
So are we gonna
It's
lock
a lot
this
of
one in?
20.
We're gonna lock it
yeah,
in.
give him Bell. I'm
Hey.
okay with my backup pick.
They even want Joe Log's old number.
I'm sorry, it's hilarious. Sorry, Eric, go. Eric, go.
Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Bad
You
pick.
got you got double ones. I got single ones. I'll go Ross. That'll do it.
Ross to win. Wow.
Yeah, dude, his all his top fives are on mile and a halfs this year. And
Oh,
his
yeah.
only
I
win
mean, one.
is-
And he did get a win last year when he was eliminated. So
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good point. That's a good point. I had him as my dark horse. I'm surprised you went all the way to win. That's
Oh,
bold.
he was,
Cool.
he was my number 4 pick. But still, I got 4. Hey, both of mine were 4 picks this week. How about
Hey,
that?
be honest, Jarrett. Was Joe Log on your list?
5th.
Hmm.
Because what was
I
it?
don't believe you.
Well, I saw that I think it's like either every time or the last couple times I think it was that Ross had the Tootsie scheme. Joey Logano finished first ahead of him in second. I was like, oh no.
Uh-oh.
We're just making up so much superstitious BS to justify these
The
Logano
damn
picks.
boogeyman. He's the boogeyman.
now
Gosh.
you talk about superstitions. I seen a paint scheme report of what Penske will have, and Logano will be in the standard shell Pennzoil, not like an alternative, mainly Pennzoil scheme like what he's been winning there in the last few seasons. But I also say it's an odd year, so he's got to do something different to get the win here.
Well, before we head into the final Super Chat stage break, I want to remind everybody we'll be on Danny's channel next week, October 15th, his last podcast of the year. So come out and come strong.
We'll be breaking
That'll
down
be a lot of
everything you didn't know after Joe Log's win at Las Vegas.
What is
Oh
this?
my
And
God.
What is this wacky stat from Peter here? Well, we're just making up stats now. This can't be a real thing.
I think Brock put that out too.
What
That's
the heck?
that's some shit you see on ESPN. Where are you
is-
pulling that out of?
This is goofy.
It's gonna happen.
You know what else is goofy is some of these final Super Chats here. Alex Luft saying, Kiwi!
Kiwi!
Let's see, Super Spirit here saying, I'm messaging you from the legendary Bathurst 1000 in Australia. Hopefully the race is better than last year's, but we will see. We'll have fun. That's a bucket
Have
list
a
one.
good time.
Power the Poof says 5 best names in NASCAR history. God, man, that has put me on the spot.
Dick Trickle.
That's a good one. Which my wife is in
Speed.
the family
Scott
of Dick
Speed.
Trickle. That's a
Number
good
Buckshot
one.
Jones.
That's a good one.
Number one has to be Beaver Dragon.
What?
I didn't make that up. That's an actual guy.
I'm going to Racing Reference right now.
I'm telling
Garrett, you need
Beaver
to get him on the list.
Dragon.
Was he a NASCAR driver?
Yes, he was a NASCAR driver. He was in like the K&N East series or something. Beaver Dragon from Milton, Vermont.
Oh my God, that he's real.
Born in 1941.
I'll go Fireball Roberts.
He ran one Xfinity race in 1986 and got a top 10, finished 9th. He got one top 10 and retired.
In 1979, he won 9 NASCAR North Tour races.
2-time champion. Put some.
All right, I'm
credit
adding him
his
to the
name.
list. He's
Beaver
I'm adding him to the
Dragon.
list.
He apparently went on to become a big hunter because here he is on like a Northwoods Whitetails podcast.
Every man
What
hunts
is
beaver.
going on? I've never heard of Beaver Dragon. Does he have any merch? I'm looking it up. I'm see if I can find a t-shirt.
I did a career mode racing as Beaver Dragon.
Well, here's a video.
Legend.
Beaver Dragon flips posted in 2006.
God damn it. Fireball Roberts. That's that'll be the 5th one. Tim from Tennessee. I can't believe a guy with 5 wins doesn't have a chance at the title. A 36 race format would fix this. Okay.
Get SVG in the championship for.
Darth Newton, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate it. Welcome to whatever this is. Justin Drake says, you do it.
Oh, God. Grandpa, did you see me today? Huh? You were there? Yeah. Didn't you see me? No one saw you running 20th, you Nepo baby. Disgrace to my team. Might as well have Herbst take over.
Oh, that's mean. Justin Drake, thank you for being a new member as well. I believe a returning member. And Justin
Hey,
Haber.
Bear.
Hey, Bear. Hey, Bear. Thank you for being a member. At first I looked at the chat, I'm like, Justin Herbert. Damn. But I was like, oh, wait, I can't read.
You know, every time you guys have me on and I read these Gibby, you lose credibility. I'm just letting you know.
Can't lose what you never had. I'm kidding. Hunter Nixon Fishing says Kyle Busch went from literally on top of the NASCAR world in 2019 to mediocre. It wasn't like a slow decline. No. 550 and no practice hastened the decline. Isaac says, I don't know what I'm more sick of, Logano or the playoffs. I feel like for a lot of people that works hand in hand. I stand with 2311. Carson says, hey, MVP, Eric, unlike what you said in your race review, I'm happy with Daniel Suarez not helping his teammates at all. That's the NASCAR I want. No team orders in a NASCAR race for teammates to obey. Calling you out, man.
That's fine. I mean, I still think I would just, from a team perspective, why would he not pass Logano there and help his teammate get 1 extra point? I don't understand it.
Lord Voldemort.
Yeah.
Says, boo Denny Hamlin, Alex Bowman, Kevin Harvick, and Austin Dillon. Hashtag keep the playoffs. Hashtag I stand with 2311. I stand with 2311. Carson says, SVG, thanks for an exciting race with Larson. Unlike Heim and Zilich, so boring domination. Well, the Heim didn't lead most of the day. His teammate did. Let's see. Penn State Man says, did you see Carson leaked the NASCAR game ratings? Byron 100, Hamlin 99, Larson 99, Blaney 98, Bell 97, Elliott 96. I don't know. I feel like the devs probably won't be happy with that. And I probably let him know.
Apparently, I was watching that part. Apparently, that's like one of the few things I asked him specifically, do not show that. He accidentally showed it. It was sane for just a second. He tried his best to get rid of it. And it led NASCAR then to release a video on Twitter early confirming that William Byron is rated a 100 rating driver, which is interesting. I guess he's your cover guy, so it makes sense for him to be 100, but I don't feel like he's had 100 season.
But I thought Larson was the best driver of all time.
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like there should be no hundreds. He should be in the 98 or 99 class. That's crazy to put him at 100.
But I feel like you got to have a championship before you're 100.
Justin Drake for the 20 says Death, Taxes, and Logano winning the most undeserving championships while listening to his theme song, the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Yeah, Logano
hot
should be
dog.
100. He's got the most championships of any driver right now.
Huh? You fucked the pangolin, Marsh?
Whoa.
Mr. Bad Guy says you guys should totally let Mrucz sound his Dale Jr. thingamabomb machine. What?
So the Dale call?
Ah,
Throwback.
mine broke, so
I had to buy a second one.
they break so damn easy. Like you blow into it, and all of a sudden it just like falls apart like a Lego.
I'm going to eBay real quick to see if I can even find a Dale call real quick.
I had to get mine from True Timber.
I stand with the
They
2311
range
cars.
anywhere between $22 to $35 on eBay right now.
He says, I better not see 2311 versus NASCAR closed this month because NASCAR doesn't pay teams enough since NASCAR makes more money. You might not. I don't know. Icy says, I'm going to Martinsville for the first time. What can I expect? Any advice? Love the show. God bless you all. Well, thank you.
Get hot dogs. Lots of hot dogs.
Yes. Hot
They're
dogs.
cheap and
beer.
okay.
Yeah. And Martinsville hot
Okay.
dogs, I like them. They're good.
They're just okay, but they're good for the $1.50 or $2 or whatever they are.
Eric watched me power myself through an entire weekend of like 35 to 40 degree Martinsville, just drinking beer and eating Martinsville hot dogs. I went to his rental with him back because I got to go back with you in the media parking lot to get back to our car. And you're like, how many hot dogs you got? And I opened up my backpack and hot dogs started falling out of my backpack. I had so
That's what
many.
I have that image burned into my brain. Zip, like he's selling them on the black market, wrapped in tinfoil. Start tumbling onto
Dude,
that Virginia hillside.
Dude, I don't know what type of tinfoil they have. That stuff, those things were hot the next day when I got up. Like I got up. Remember, I woke up like, and I had them in my bag, and so I wake up at like 7:30 in the morning. Me and Eric have to be out the door by 8, and he like looks over, he goes, "Oh, hey, you're up," and I go, "Yeah," and I reach over, grab a hot dog, crack open a beer, and just go to town. That was one of the best trips because that was the one where
Jarrett's bachelor life.
remember that was the one where Slap was there and we hid underneath the Martinsville signs back when they had seats in turns 1 and 2 in the bottom level.
That's right. Y'all love getting pelted by tire debris.
Dude,
we
we had a like 15 car crash right in front of us. It was awesome.
fair enough.
We could see everything. Then they took our seats away.
You
Damn
want to know
cowards.
one of the saddest things just about, okay, this is going to sound a little bit weird, about my life in general. I had,
Okay.
I couldn't make it. I had tickets to the 2015 Martinsville Fall Race.
Oh,
and
I was
didn't
there.
go.
It was awesome.
But Jeff's last win, Lagooner getting smushed into the wall. I would have been having a ball, man.
It was pretty fun. You know what? When I
still
had
have
to,
the ticket.
you know when I had to ticket to, and then it fell through at the last minute. 2022 fall.
The melon.
The melon.
I wish I went to 2021.
It was pretty cool too. I love that, like all the ones that like you guys. I wish I went to this one. I'm like, yeah, I was there. It was pretty cool.
I went to 19 and nobody passed each other. It was Truex the entire time.
Hey, Eric, that sounds like the one we went to in 22. I stand with 2311. Carson says the only time teammates should help each other is until 100 miles to go. No team should help each other win with 100 miles to go. Is that kind of even at super speedways?
What?
And Martin Fan for Life says, how do we improve the ratings and grow fans? O'Donnell said it in Junior's podcast. Drivers out there in the public, Gordon on SNL, Dale on MTV, drivers and commercials showcasing the stars outside of race day. I agree. 100%. 100% agree.
Well, how are we doing on that? Don't they have like some pot of money for the driver at the end of the year? I mean, we've got some of the lowest ratings we've seen. They've been out there shilling the sport to everybody all season. Something's not paying off. I don't know.
True.
Let's see. Alex Luff says Austin Hill eliminated. Cue the Drew McIntyre. I prayed for this and it happened meme.
That's a good wrestling meme, Paul.
I stand with 2311. Carson says Roval with 8 and 54 points will happen in Cup 2025. Oh, like controversy like that.
Yeah.
Justin Drake says blue collar team, but yet Childress. I'm not. I don't want to get too far in the weeds. Probably hasn't done anything blue collar in 40 years, other than when he puts on a button up blue shirt for a business meeting. With how depressing the team is. Tell me how you really feel, Justin. Tim from Tennessee says, Danny, would Talladega be a state if it wasn't for Tennessee? Hashtag remember the Alamo.
Well, Talladega is a city in Alabama. It's not a state at all. I'm assuming this is a joke about the real UT, and you're meaning Texas. And no, I guess if it wasn't for the volunteers of Tennessee who went down there to help Texas, it may not be a state right now. And by the way, the University of Tennessee has existed since before Texas was even a state in the first place.
Damn,
is that true? When was the University of Tennessee founded?
1794. Claudia just confirmed it.
17.
You bodied that poor bastard. You're just pulling out all these numbers like, damn.
Andrew says Fox would rather have an always winded Todd Bodine in the pit. I do feel bad for Todd. He's having to run up and down the pit so much. West Virginia says 10 wins for Heim, yet we all know he won't win the championship because we all know it's going to be Daniel Hemrick. Woo! Let's go 19. Justin Drake says Ryan tore up enough race cars while in NASCAR, so heading to Monster Jam. Oh, be nice to Ryan.
Wow.
Why would we hate Ryan Vargas?
Justin's just going off tonight.
I can see that. No, we love Ryan here. Shorty PGM says happiest 32nd to my forever fave, Mr. Darrell Wallace Jr. Plus my art's being shown at the South Carolina State Fair. Piano of Colors, Linus and Lucy. My profile.
Very
nice.
Using the government name, Darrell Wallace Jr.
The government name.
Congratulations. That's cool. That's awesome. Jonathan says, hey, Jarrett. I do have one R in my name. Love the NASCAR content. PS Go Lions. I'll let it slide, but yeah, you guys are pretty good. Just I don't know, beat Green Bay. The outside line says playoffs would work without win and in rounds. Worked for the Chase for a while. Lord Voldemort says keep the current points top 10 and 6 wild cards. That's what I talked about before. If they have to keep some sort of 16-man chase. Herbert the Prevert says we got to keep the current points top 10 and 6. Okay, I think we're.
I read this when I was a little confused of what Herbert was trying to say here.
Hi, Chris. Let's see. Malia says, as tired as everyone is talking to lawsuit, I appreciate your guys' videos about it, as it is how I really hear about the whole thing and hear about the details. Loving your guys' videos as usual. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Trying to make sure it's not, too legalese.
Bogged down.
Ugh, it gets so repetitive.
We got to be on our best behavior, gentlemen. This is proof that we're not just a show for the boys. We got Malia tuning in as well.
We appreciate every one of our viewers, like Mrs. Char Char Binks, who says Misa think 750 isn't enough. Hashtag Misa stands at 311. Jesus Christ.
Take what we could get. That's all they're willing to offer.
I'll take the steps because we'll get there eventually. M says NASCAR Game 7 moment. What am I missing?
I just think that's funny. I don't know NASCAR Game 7 moment. That's funny to me.
To the buzzer. Jar Jar Binks says Misa gonna protest Visa 2311 in front of Corey Heim. Is that what we're saying? I'm sorry, Jar Jar. Not meaning to hate. I just don't know what you mean. Maybe. Josh says, fun fact I wanted to share. I used to live 10 minutes from Kenny Wallace and even detailed some of his personal cars. Goofy guy, even off camera.
You don't say.
Goofy guy.
I've met him off camera before when I was a kid, and he's the same guy. Say what you want about the guy. He is the same person in front and behind the camera.
I have a picture of me and him at Bristol, and his eyes were closed, unfortunately.
Didn't he, like last year, Didn't a guy just like find his address and he invited him into his house and shot a vlog with him?
No,
Yeah.
it's like something went out on
Something like
Facebook
that?
or something like that. It just like how to find like a. I think his wife had something how
No.
to find like a yard sale or something like that.
Yeah, he put his wife's phone number on his Facebook post. I was like, Kenny, what are you doing, man? Say what you want about his opinions and whatever on the sport. He is a damn good character to follow. He's a good follow if you just want crazy ass shit on your timeline. Weeze Virginia says straight out of Compton, crazy mother effer named Stacy racing for Wood Brothers Racing. I'm sure that they definitely approve of those being the new lyrics. Speedy Racing 15 left a couple here, says go Mariners. If Kyle Larson scores his average points at each track in this round, he would be above the projected cut line. Horsepower increased. And also says Kyle Busch will lead every lap and still finish last.
Dang,
And then
that kind of
says,
year.
my brother says, go Elliott. We agree on Team Hendrick Motorsports. And then says, I'm sick of the lawsuit. Excited for NASCAR 25, though. Reasonable. Very reasonable. The MWP Pick Monkey says, Monkey Pick is Logano gets eliminated this round. Danny, you're going against the Pick Monkey.
That's a terrible suggestion, Pick Monkey.
That's a monkey.
You're off your game, Monkey.
Terrible, just terrible.
That was pretty good. Damn. Evergreen Mountain says, I have a fun idea for a gimmick. I call it the Kiwi Kangaroo Swap in one race. Voted on by the fans. SVG goes in the booth and Dippy tries to.
What the hell is a polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas?
Oh my god.
I'm so glad I didn't read that one all the way through beforehand. Holy
That's
damn. I feel like both of them would find that hysterically funny. Ryan Idius says best NASCAR name, Lake Speed. That is a great name.
Or Beaver Dragon.
Add it to the list.
We're going off the deep end here. Bailey with a 20 says, you know what's frustrating as a Herp supporter? They pulled
A few things.
they pulled him right as he was running top 5 and competing for wins on a regular basis in the Xfinity Series. 23-11 being desperate for a third car is kind of frustrating.
They talk about, those two 23-11 cars. The announcers say they only got 2 cars.
Dude,
that's how irrelevant he is.
It needs to be in the drinking game for each race. Like, if they forget Riley Herbst exists, take a shot of your favorite whiskey.
Man.
Justin says Carson Hocevar is like the raccoon inside and outside the car. Tears shit up. Pisses all over.
Whoa. Dang.
Carson watches the show. He'd probably find this funny as hell too. I thought he was a hurricane, but apparently he's a damn raccoon. Austin says, I love y'all. I love all you guys. Y'all know that. I would love to see Michael on as a permanent 4th host. Love you all. God bless you all. I don't know if the Michael-Danny rivalry could last an entire season like that.
I will tank their ratings. They will lose all legitimacy. No one will believe a word Eric, Jarrett, and Danny have to say in any of their videos again because they associate with me. So probably isn't going to happen, but thank you, Austin.
He sells himself really damn short. Damn. Speed McCracken says that the Ty Gibbs fans, I can't stop catching strays. Sorry, man.
You got a cool name, Speed McCracken.
I like it. Yeah,
That's a
it's
cool
cool me off
name.
guard. I like it. That is a racing name. Austin says, Danny, how's your Starkville trip? Did you eat at the place I suggested? Thoughts on cowbells and when y'all play Ole Miss in Oxford? Foods on me.
I loved my trip to Starkville. The Vols pulled out a thrilling overtime win against the Bulldogs. I did eat at Bulldog Burger. That was one of the places you suggested. Thoughts on the cowbells? I have one of my own now. And
You
got to slap a Tennessee sticker on this bad boy to commemorate the game going down there. When we play Ole Miss in Oxford, that's not till 2029. So that's a long ways away, I think.
He got his prescription. It's more cowbell. Then he also says, what's more likely? Return to full season points or a cup race at Rockingham/Wilkesboro. Well, Wilkesboro's happening, so we'll just do Rockingham. I'll say at the moment, just because of how Rockingham's run, I'm gonna go full season points.
Yeah, honestly, maybe. I think you're probably
Rockingham
right.
seems a little sus at the moment.
Side note to AEB King. You say, Danny, no. I used it for Tennessee. Celebrated when we did something good. Used it when Mississippi State was on offense. I used it in our favor. And we won.
Rockingham is a crippling illness called my funds are low.
Mm.
Austin also said, fun question for each of you. What's your personal favorite SpongeBob episode or meme? Also, what's the best way to get my fiance into NASCAR? Let's start with the fun one and then get the serious one for serious life
Where's
advice.
the leak, ma'am?
There's too many good ones. Oh man,
Band Geeks or the
that's
one
the best
where,
episode in my opinion.
that's the best episode.
I think
my
that's the best
favorite.
episode.
Well, my favorite one is the one where they make fun of Sandy because she can't breathe underwater. They go,
There's
Yeah, the
so
clam,
many of
too.
those early episodes are so good. Like there's the one with Nosferatu and
The hash
the
slinging
hash slinging
slash.
slasher.
The
And
one
then
where it's just a
also-
Krusty Krab training video is amazing.
Poop. People order our patties.
Or Schmitty Werbin Jagerman Jensen. He was number one.
a
Hey,
floating
man.
shopping list. I like
pizza.
just the whole, what are they selling? I just quote that all the time.
What? They're selling chocolate.
You call yourself a delivery boy? Well, I ain't buying.
Oh my god.
They used to drive these puppies for miles.
What'll it be, fellas? Mustard or ketchup?
That was an era like the one where they did the Krusty Krab training video, the pizza delivery. That was just when they were just like truly, what can we think of at this point? But it worked.
Then they had the one with Tiny Tim singing while he made Krabby Patties in the first episode.
Gosh.
Dude, this
I
is
do
what happens.
refuse to watch some of the newer ones because I've heard it's just
No.
not worth it.
But this is what happens when you bring up classic SpongeBob to the people that are on that borderline of like youngest millennials and oldest Gen Z, as we just go off on a damn tangent about it. I'll give an unpopular opinion. SpongeBob is not the greatest Nickelodeon show of all time.
No,
Oh,
I
that's
can
not-
be fine with that.
That's
Avatar:
not
The
a hot
Last
take.
Airbender is.
That's fair.
What?
Avatar
Oh.
totally is. It's one of the best shows ever.
Oh shit! Turn the stream off. This is gonna get ugly.
Oh. Nickelodeon all-time show, Airbender.
Yeah.
Okay, Danny, Eric, give me your picks.
I Avatar's good. SpongeBob's great. I would go Drake and Josh if that's allowed, because I know it's not a cartoon.
No, we're talking all-time
That's good.
Nickelodeon.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Drake
like
and Josh.
drink juice.
I will say one of the best ones they had, Rocket Power.
That was an underrated one.
Why
I
are
never
we-
watched it all that much. I remember Cat Dog.
We're sleeping on all that
Jimmy
on
Neutron.
Keenan and Kel. I mean,
Yeah,
those
those are
shows
good too.
spawned so many Drake and
That's true.
Josh, the Amanda
They
show,
were
all that stuff.
They were just
iCarly.
before my time, but yeah,
How
those were
old
good.
am I?
These shows were like 3 years. I didn't watch Zoe 101. That was before my time.
See, I remember
came
my
out, like,
friends getting
right
mad at
before.
her
Much
baby
as-
because she had her and it ended the show. I remember like girls I was friends with being like, "Man, why did that baby have to be born? Now we don't have Zoe 101." And I'm like, I think you're blaming
Oh.
the wrong people here, but okay.
Oh, we were all so upset about that. Why did she have to have that baby?
Ned's
As much as I
declassified.
get where you guys are coming from on all those shows, and I enjoyed them, that they all lose so much points for me when you watch the documentary, the stuff that happened behind the scenes on all of those shows.
Oh yeah, all that was fucked up.
Yeah.
Sure.
Then you immediately
just
move
take it
on
easy,
to
man.
Cartoon Network, and you're
Oh,
like,
that's bad.
okay,
That's foul.
Courage the Cowardly Dog. It wipes the floor with all of them.
Samurai Jack, though.
Clone
Johnny
Wars.
Bravo.
Clone Wars. That's where Clanker came from. Clone Wars.
Oh,
As for getting your fiance into NASCAR, take her to a race if you
Yep,
can.
just take her.
and one that will be good. I remember I took Riss to Daytona for her first race, 2020 cutoff race, and then I took her to Talladega, and she was hooked. I mean, she was hooked after watching a damn 550 Pocono race. I knew she would like NASCAR at that point. I'm like, if you like this race, you really like NASCAR. Then like you should come with me. Let's drive 22 straight hours from Wisconsin down to Daytona in one go.
Took her to Dover, 2017, and she picked car number 33, Jeffrey Earnhardt, because that was her basketball number. He was the only guy that crashed that day. And she still watches the races with me to this day.
Oh man, I'm sorry. So the way you delivered that was perfect. Okay, who's NASCAR's version of Cotton Hill?
I killed Billy Man.
I like the reboot. Oh, your grandpa was one of the Fitty Men?
Austin Hill, I guess.
Richard Childress.
I don't
Blue
know.
Collar Man.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
He has Hill in his last name, so there you go.
Yeah.
Let's see. Justin Drake leaves a more serious one. Do you guys see Daniel Suarez's wife was in a car wreck this week? Glad everyone involved is okay. So with that, looks like Daniel and her are a perfect match. Jesus Christ, man.
Justin.
Brutal.
That's
Justin,
crazy,
take it
Justin.
easy.
That's
Austin
crazy.
says, hot take, people make fun of Jeff Gordon getting in the chase in 13th after Spingate. Had that race been run to completion with no spin, he was going to point his way in anyway. He got screwed that day. He was probably pointing his way in.
Spingate and all that seems like child's play, seems tame to the shit we deal with the playoffs on the regular now.
That's, yeah.
It was the all that to modern days Drake and Josh and iCarly.
It was
like
the Amanda
that.
show to it.
I like that.
Yeah. Michael Paul says, how much is Stacey Compton Hot Wheels diecast worth? That's right. I did that get Clue like a week or two ago where I was like, it was Mike Dillon. It's like his diecast is worth like $10.
That was a crazy clue. Gave
Uh,
us absolutely nothing.
Let's see. Eric here says, would you guys play NASCAR 25 with the fans to challenge or do for fun? Sadly, we don't get cross-play in this game. I would like to challenge you. Well, I got to save up money to buy it. So
Eric,
give me
I
a
will
minute.
kick your ass.
Oh,
Bring it on.
I'm planning to play it once the off season hits for sure. I might play it and stream it from time to time. And yeah, in the past with the Heat games, always fun to do online lobbies. So yeah, maybe me and Michael will try to tag team the
I
field.
think I'm gonna wait till it comes
Let's
out
do
on
it.
PC, I think.
Let's
We should
get 22s for Lagooner in chat if Eric and I should do a live stream together of NASCAR 25.
Hell, I'll tag along as a drafting partner.
all you guys, you're all four of us.
We
should
just
all
follow
do it.
each other. We follow each other to different lobbies. And then like if it's a super speedway, we just all line up and work together.
Yeah.
Everyone else is trying to win. And we're just like, yeah, we're just going to go to the front and SHR this thing. Let's see. Oh yeah, there are a lot of them.
Danny's
Bailey.
going ham right now with those 22s.
Danny, he's rocking the vote.
This is so easy. I just have to do this with two fingers to do this motion. 2-2-2, enter. 2-2-2, enter.
Bailey says we'd be dead if we did the shot game by the end of stage 1 about forgetting about Herbst. Tim, Herbst has been too busy. Oh, Jesus.
What
good
the?
for him?
What's going on in chat?
These damn kids and me not understanding until the last second. Nick says, I don't get why Herbst is so bad, to be honest. He's had flashes such as Indy last year that made him look like the second coming of Christ and that Vegas race.
He won a drafting track race. Oh my goodness.
To be fair, that Vegas race, he freaking dominated.
Yeah.
This one I know is real. RJ says best NASCAR name, Dick Passwater, and that is a real name. I think he was on our top 75 list or like an honorable mention. Let's see. Speedy Racing says 2012 Daytona 500. The race was going good until the last lap when the caution came out for a jet dryer. Same thing this week, but Bush's s'mores started fire. I feel like we misremember that one, but whatever floats your boat. Twin spinner. Says, I just used my fan rewards points for the truck and cup Michigan races. You guys know what races y'all plan to be going to next year? Chicagoland for sure, Kansas fall. There might be a few more. I don't know. I'm going to come back to more races next year.
Daytona, Kansas, the Texas tracks. Yeah, we'll see what else.
I might go to Coda.
I think
Okay.
we should have a collaboration at the Dover All-Star Race, baby. Yeah.
How's the reception there?
Spam 22 if we should do literally anything else, Jack. Dover All-Star.
I will ask, how's the reception out there? You got two of you have been there.
Oh, that it's pretty sad.
Yeah,
Everyone is like, give us back our Dover points race. I mean
like internet reception too, because I do live streams. I'd like to have everybody on it afterwards.
It's solid it's solid if you're around the media center like I was, but other than that, it just is spotty, I think.
Yeah, I think fans are upset by that.
Dover's not a huge city by any means, but when you get that many people in one area, it just kind of bogs it down a lot.
Kai Guy says, happy to see Moobs back from 7-Up. #Jimmy.
Oh, God.
I feel like I'm missing context here.
No, 7-Up was the sponsor that I thought wanted to sponsor me, but it actually turned into malware and it hacked my whole account. And I thought my YouTube career was over.
No, you're better now. It's all good.
You're
here now.
You got a nickname out of it, so
I'm now Michael Saylor. You know what? After the stream's over, I'd like to talk to you guys about cryptocurrency and your investment plan.
I'm not going to open up that mail. 3 more here. Bailey says, Drake, where's the door? I see a problem now. Oh, do ya? I repeat things for emphasis. Emphasis.
What's a game sphere?
I always wanted to play Spherical. Oh man, NWP After Dark is friggin' hitting like crack tonight. Austin says, Moobs, how much planning goes into the Teletubbies saga? Also, please, for the love of all that's holy, do a career of Chase to the Cup 05. Love you, man.
I love you harder, Austin. I'll see about that career mode. Teletubbies is my Mona Lisa. It takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of work. It's a ton of editing. And that's why you don't get very many episodes. But there will be another.
It's like Yoda, there is another. And Saucy says, favorite Looney Tunes character?
I'll go with your picture. We got
Does
Tasmania
Jeff Gordon
Devil right
count?
there. I'm going with them.
Honestly, I liked the one show they made in the late 2000s, early 2010s on Cartoon Network, and Daffy was always the funniest in that. Like that they modernized it, but they like Amazing World of Gumballed it with all the adult jokes, and it made it
you're
so
right.
fun.
That was a good one. That was an underrated one.
I remember being like, go ahead.
The one where they made them like, I don't want to say, it was like a Rugrats version of Looney Tunes was also interesting for some reason.
Oh yeah, the Tiny Toons one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Give me Yosemite Sam.
Varmint.
Eric here says, at my work, I don't see 7-Up in every store.
I don't want to drink 7-Up. I have a bad connection now.
Sprite man.
Sprite.
He'd rather open up a nice cold Dale Jr.
Let's see. Hunter Nixon Fishing says, headaches. You give me headaches. Cody wears crew chief. Let's see. I think this one's safe from Justin Drake, who says,
sure.
How did you all like the roast session on tonight? Mind you, it was fueled by the Sox, who were full of injuries, losing to the Yankees last week. You kept us on our toes.
So that's what we have to blame for him losing his freaking mind on us tonight.
Always a blast thing, Justin, every week.
Oh, yeah. So speaking of every week, next week we will be on Danny's channel, October 15th, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Last show of the year on his channel. So come in force, y'all. That is totally going to be on that Instagram page if they watch this show. That's about it. Michael, where can people find you and what do you got coming up?
What do I got coming up? We got NASCAR 25 coming up here very shortly. So pretty excited to play that. Just YouTube MRUCZ. There's not another one, and there never will be. So
Don't look for M Sailor.
don't look for M Sailor. Don't drink 7-Up.
All right. I think that's good enough for me. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.
Started off right, pal.
Right on, come on. Get outside. Rewind.
Unbelievable.
Where you playing? We're going. I like the aggressive. We probably dropped a great car.
You can go tell all those guys up there they can suck it.
What we're about to do is not a good idea.
All good. What is he doing?
You've got to be kidding me.
Half the pack is flying apart.
They're so nice to
See at the line.
Oh, pack of cars come piling in as well.
Come. Coming away.
Hello. Come back on him.
That